it's not. It's quiet.
It's not. All right. Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome back to this week's GKP Live. Usual thing, guys. We'll be right back after this. As if by magic. I'm sorry. I did just nearly cough a lung up before I came back up.
You smoking them roll-ups again, boy?
No. I'm a bit
Vape juice nonsense.
Vape juice nonsense.
For you.
Now then, has anybody actually noticed before we go live? Has anybody actually noticed we've gone live? Well, we might be a minute or so late. We're nattering. But look, it says that we've been live for 4 minutes and 23 seconds. I actually got the time thing sorted out. And now me being sitting around and saying I'm going to Google it to try to see if I can find out what was wrong with it.
Thank you, madam.
We have to give credit. I have to give credit to, believe this or not, but credit to DT Coy.
It's the first time for everything.
The reason it was, now if you're a monetized channel and you go live, then once you and you're going live and all that kind of stuff, everything is linked through Google, and you have to do all your monetization and everything via Google, and you do it all Yeah, you've got to set up all your accounts. So guess what I've done, Vince? I set up all my account and everything, and it asked me for my time. What time do I want? Dog's just attacking my son. So I set up all my time and everything, and I put Greenwich Medium Time. But then for some reason it says plus 1 hour. So I thought, now Dave says, is it something to do with being monetized? And I'm like, don't be daft, Dave, can't be. Don't be daft. So I thought, I'm going to go check. You never know, it might be right. It might have a point there. So I go in and have a look at it. And yeah, I'd set it up. Greenwich Medium Time plus 1 hour. So for all this time, guys, I've been saying it's YouTube, blah, 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 it's been this dickhead here. So it was me, and I caused the cock up. But I found out when I did the premiere the other night, because the premiere, I'd set it for, what time was it? I think it was for 4 o'clock prior to me going out for our meal at 6 o'clock, both me and my wife, for his 24th anniversary. And when it didn't go live at 4 o'clock, I thought there's something not right here, what's going on? And that set me off on the Dave saying, is it obviously
the notification I had was it was premiering at 5.
Yeah, which is, and everybody coming on saying, like, yeah, live's going live in like 5 minutes, guys. Where is it every day? No, it's an hour and 5. What are you on about? It says,
Yeah, that was the notification I got.
Yeah, so that's what it is. But it's sorted now, and it won't happen again. So everybody that wants to turn up for the GKP live or any premieres, what time it says it'll be now, the time that it goes live, which will be 7:30 every week. And we've sorted out the confusion because for some reason you can have a plus 1 hour in the UK. Why would you even do that? I mean,
why would you have a plus 1 on Greenwich
well,
Mean
you can
Time?
have plus 1 hour Dublin and all these other different places, and it all said plus 1 hour on it. It made no sense to me at all. I don't know. But here's what it is. It's gone now. It'll always be 7:30. But it will say 7:30 now instead of you all arriving at 8:30 instead. Saying that, yeah, whatever. But it's sorted. It's sorted. Right. Anyway, that's a bit of random bullshit for you, but that was what Dave from DT Kai started it.
Nice one, Baldrick.
Might give you a chance, obviously. Fluke, didn't you? We've got the usual comments that were coming in. I did put some of them in earlier as we were going through. Bubble and Finn said, good evening, everyone. I hope you've all had a good week so far. Let's get ready for another great Thursday Night Live with Gaz and the guys. Thank you very much, Figgy. Appreciate that.
How we doing, Vicky?
Says Gaz does Vince, Ricky. Evening all. Great videos from you all this week. Well done to everyone. Thank you very much, mate.
Yes, mate.
It was absolutely fantastic to be a part of and to experience. And to be fair, I've just been saying to Rick, it's the first time I've ever been happy to blank whilst fishing.
Yeah, me too.
Having an argument with a hornet, you know, this size whizzing around your head with a 2-stroke engine attached to its ass was absolutely hilarious. Daz whacking one at me across the actual pond and stuff. That
was a good shot. That was.
When Rick said, like, you know, they are attracted when the friends get done in. And me flicking one towards Rick saying, that's why I've just thrown it over by you.
Oh,
the
you kept throwing it after the beat them out the park.
Yeah, them little fuckers let off a thermal.
Yeah, they do, yeah. He said he warned me as I threw it towards him.
Well, guys,
over there.
In your defence, Ricky did let it slip yesterday that because the lake isn't being fished like it would normally be, when something goes kasploosh in the water once or twice, they then go, fuck this, and disappear.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so it wasn't our lack of skill.
Rick, so what you're saying
That's
is
what we thought.
Dad was on a spod fest.
Basically,
bombing the hell out of the lake.
And then you were going around the other side launching in hand grenades sized bait balls.
Yeah.
That killed the chances.
The only thing that would help if I'd actually driven the quad round there. In business.
when he was doing the feed buckets, I was like, what's that one for? He said, that's for the lake. I said, really? And he was like, yeah, well, because it doesn't get fished, we still have to feed it. And I think he put something like 6 kilos in.
top them up.
Hey, you got to keep. Well, to be fair though, if they're not getting fed like what they would do with match fishers or anglers fishing it, they ain't getting that bait going in there. So the food's not going to be as. There's a lot of big fish in there, 40 odd pounders, isn't there? So
So yeah, I was quite surprised with that. But it was then he dropped the clanger about the noise and the splashes is what at the moment, because it's not being fished very regularly. It's not attracting them. It's actually scaring them away.
The shit I have to put up with.
Was that Mrs. Whitehead?
It was, yes.
Who did that all by themselves?
Yeah, I'm sure they did. I'm not a dog.
I'm getting loads of videos sent in by somebody that's actually sending me in videos. Oh, I forgot to do something.
Could you make any more noise?
Just can't get me tea in.
Would you like to join us, Estelle? Do you want me to send you a link?
No, you
Yeah, Steve.
Which reminds me, guys, I've actually forgot to put this in here. So just have a quick chat between you amongst yourselves while I just add this in.
He's off.
He's off.
You get your tea cooked for you, Daz?
Sorry?
You getting your tea cooked for you?
My teeth.
Tea.
Tea. No. I've had mine. It's Estelle. She's having hers.
You didn't do your wife none?
You didn't cook your wife no food?
No, I've cooked mine and the kids. Bloody hell. I fed everyone else. If she decides to get in late, that's her problem.
Shame on you.
I was going to do some after the live.
Yeah, like she's going to want to sit down and eat a main meal at around 11 o'clock.
Well, yeah. Well, after that level of abuse I've just had, she don't deserve any tea.
You call that abuse?
Does Mrs. Daz play the drums? That's one of the questions just came in there. Capital letters. Does Mrs. Daz play the drums?
That I know of.
The saucepans.
Bongos.
The bongos. But yeah, glad you enjoyed it, Edward. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much. We've got,
So, did you get any more weeding done today, Rick?
No.
Brambles.
No. It's raining. I didn't go out.
Raining?
It's lightweight.
You're in the water anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, honestly, mate, you know, the fishing thing wasn't just the only thing that this one up here failed to fucking tell me until I almost fucking went up to me fucking chin. You know that lake, the pond where all the big hit series were sitting on the weed?
Yeah.
Right. We got to take all that weed out.
I warned you.
And we took out a good 80% of it. Now, he said to me, want to try and get as far out as you can, this bloody great big thing that I had to chuck. Yeah. So I've gone forward thinking, yeah, I'll get to the edge here. And all of a sudden I've gone to launch the thing and I've gone, blip, and I was about that far away from the top of the waders. And he's like, oh, yeah, you don't want to go too far.
No, it's deep.
It goes down to about 10 foot after in a minute. And I'm like, cheers, mate.
Is that the one that got dug out and re-dredged?
No, not that one.
So
But
that
yeah,
one's just that deep anyway.
yeah.
Did you get all the weed out there, Vince?
I would say we got a good 80% of it out. And I reckon
80% now.
from that area,
I'll tell you what,
honestly, mate.
surprising how heavy it is when it's saturated, but when it's dry, it turns into nothing.
Yeah, it gets
Yeah.
dust. It just
It's damn
disintegrates.
heavy, isn't it?
It was a combination of blanket weed and hornwort.
Yeah, it really is tiring work dragging that stuff out.
And Ricky reckons we pulled out at least 1.5 tons
Yeah,
of
I've raked a few
hornwort and blanket weed.
We rake
Well,
head on the end of the
right.
rope. That is knackering stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
he sent us in de-brambling. But
It
failed
sounded
to
like,
tell
like a
us
slave camp.
failed to tell us just how low the netting got. Now that's all right if you're a hobbit,
I was fine.
Yeah, I had nice. That was
I didn't even have to
wandering off
talk.
further and further down this net's going further and further. Before I know it, I'm stooped over like some 94-year-old.
Look,
I'm very thinking.
I
I've
did
got a
the
handful of
shallow
round
end
here.
where it was low. Just
You're
so
taking
you
things
save your
further
back.
and further away. Did you enjoy the short, Rick? I put out a little short showing the dangers of being a koi farmer.
You get a whole collage of me being smacked, kicked, falling over.
I was sending you the link first to kind of ask permission, then Vince said, "Nah, he'll be all right with that." So I took his word for it. We put it out anyway. I thought, yes, I can always take it down again if you don't like it. There was a couple of questions that were asked last week by Alan Tate, and he was asking how much feed do you put in that polytunnel per day? What's the day rate of feed that you drop in there?
The Munger Tunnel.
My Munger Tunnel, 8 cups, about 2.5 kilos a day. 2.5
kilos a day. And what's the average temperature you keep in the polytunnel at Wolsey's over? Look at me remembering shit from 7 years ago.
You've written this down.
The average
temperature is about 28 to 30, depending.
Well, we did say 24 plus, didn't we? So we won't have, 4 degrees out for a guess.
We're doing on the side of caution. Yeah. You don't want to cook them.
It's higher than that.
What flow rate returns did you have? That was his third question. Alan, I hope you're proud of that.
You're on fire.
How much?
What flow rate returns?
Yeah, what flow rate are you returning back into the pond?
Absolutely no idea. Enough.
Well, I thought that does it not flow back through? Is it from one end to the other, or is it all returning back through the chili beds?
No, most of it returns back to the side. So probably about every 2 hours it's turned over. So it's a fair flow rate then. There's a lot of water go around, yeah.
How many litres of water is it, do you roughly think, for that size of pond?
It's 40 ton filled to the top. So it's normally about 25 ton in there, 25,000 litres.
25,000 litres, and you're turning that over twice an hour?
No, every two hours.
Once every 2 hours.
Yeah. It's probably got 1,000 litres of filter media on it, one way or another.
Now, where do you get the specialised stuff to add to your pond to make your skin green?
Magic.
That's the first time I've ever put my hand in the water and felt, shit, man, I've just become the Incredible Hulk. It was clean, wasn't it, that?
It's the algae. So the algae's always trying to grow. So it's like an ecosystem. So the bacteria living on the algae, the filter, everything is...
It's all relative.
It is all relative. It's created in a manner so that if someone tested the water, the bacterial levels would be through the roof. But the bacterial levels are good bacteria that I want in there. So the whole thing is just like a living
organism.
Basically, part of the chain.
But with the fact that you had 139 in there, was it? We had 139 was out, we pulled out, and we put back 43, but you haven't changed the amount of food going into the pond, have you?
I've had to cut it back a tiny bit, but no, basically they're eating the same. So I was underfeeding the 140 because I couldn't. That's as much food as I can put in there and keep it all ticking over. So by taking the weight of the fish out, now the new one, what's left goes back in, and now getting a lot more food.
Yeah,
and
the filtration's dealing with exactly the same amount of food going in, so nothing changes in that respect. Just suddenly the fish that are in there get a lot more food, and then they grow a lot more until they fill the pond again, and I have to do it again.
Now, have you got the next round of fish that you've selected ready for going in there yet?
No.
No,
we won't do that till the autumn when we harvest everything.
So you harvest it and then start the process of again from whatever you've put to one side somewhere, or will you go through all your ponds trying to find some beauties to to do the same
Just
thing
go,
again.
literally just go through them and just pick a few at a time. So a few fish. So what I'd normally do would be I'll go through that pond again and put the best 5 or 10 back as my final keepers for parent fish or whatever when they're proper size, and then just start adding new little ones to them as we harvest the ponds. Every time I find the stuff that's worthy is going in there. So I'll be putting in fish at 5 to 7 centimetre in with 45 centimetre fish. And within a few weeks, those little fish dominate the pond because they're just much hungrier. So obviously then they start pushing the big fish. Almost it becomes so the amount of food that goes in the pond never changes. So the ecosystem's always pretty much the same. I just change the amount of fish in that system for what I'm doing. So 500 little fish in with a few big ones, and as they grow, then keep filling
competition.
The amount of food going in there is always the same. So the filtration is always doing the same work. It just, it just works.
It works. Yeah.
Oh, it works really well. The only downside is that tunnel and that pond's got to come down, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've got to move it, but that's not a bad thing because well, on the initial design, I didn't design it perhaps as well as I should have done. So the next time I do it, I'll design it easier for me as I'm getting older to get in and out and look after the ponds.
Yeah,
get more user friendly. But the principle is exactly the same, and we do it pretty much all over the farm. You start running a pond and you harvesting the fish, thinning them down, and then restocking almost. So you're just keeping that whole bacteria, the whole ecosystem, just turning over at the same kind of rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just putting up a couple. Well, obviously, while you're talking, just say hello, and that was again. Thank you very much, Elizabeth, for joining us from Virginia.
We're good.
Sweet. You need to do us a huge favour if you can, Elizabeth. Share my channel with as many people that you know over there that's got koi channels. Let's see if we can get some more people in from the States. It'd be wicked if we could. I can break out into that market. That'd be awesome.
It'd be nice to have some American koi keepers on the live, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah.
And I've got to say, Elizabeth, your pond and the video that you shared with us for this evening was well. I will let the video do the talking later on, but it was pretty damn good. That water quality, wow, that was crystal clear. Now then, that's something I want to hear everybody's opinion on because of Elizabeth's video. Over in the States, they use a lot of these under gravel filter systems and bog filters, gravel filters coming into flower beds and the rest of it. But a lot of them have the bottom of the ponds covered with gravel or some form of stones coverage towards the bottom. Now, you ask anybody in the UK, and it got commented on the video, what you want to be careful of is having that, this harbours bad bacteria and this, that, and the rest of it and everything else. But yet, the quality of those fish and the quality of the water, I mean, Vince is really going to love them, to be fair, more than anything. He's probably going to think that the fish are the dog's danglers. You all know what type of fish they are, don't you?
Oh, Vince.
I've got to admit, the water quality in that pond is absolutely crystal clear. Now, obviously, I don't know the parameters, but the comment that she put back in is the parameters are all absolutely spot on. It goes through this, that, and the other. And I will read out the comment that she put back. The turnover that she's got in the pond, but the fish and the crystal clear water, and it is crystal clear, looks absolutely. Why is it that we in the UK frown upon having a gravel-based pond, but yet in the States it's what they do?
Correct me if I'm wrong with this, though, Gaz. But in the States, don't they tend to or at least once a year have a total clear out of the pond and do like a cleaning service and clean everything out?
Yeah, they do.
Wash it all and start again to get all the sludge and that out.
Elizabeth, if you wouldn't mind, do you do that type of thing? Do you jet wash your pond out? Do you total drain down, put your fish in a different vessel for a period of time, and then give it a good jet wash off, clean it all up, and then restart it all over again? Or do you just leave it to run as it is through the system that you're running? Let's see what she says.
We got a thing over here near us. There was a company that started doing spider filters 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and we use like massive in the shop. We use massive under gravel type filters, and they're all over the place for us. And they do run really well for a year or two, but you've got to remember you are trapping every bit of debris in the bottom of your pond. Every leaf, every bit of rotten algae, every bit of fish waste, everything is being trapped in the bottom of your pond. And after a few years, depending on the size of the pond and the organic matter, that's going to start creating acids. It's going to start creating. It just creates a. It's hard to say because obviously I do that on purpose in my unit, but in a different way. But it creates an anaerobic stinking mess that will inevitably. What happens is the water will track through the gravel, and the quickest, easiest way, and get circulated without being exposed to the right bacteria. You get dead areas, you get, like I say, gases build up, and what happens is become not the greatest environment for your fish. So if it's cleaned out yearly, fine. But there's not many people that are going to pay £500, £1,000 or someone come around, drain the pond, move the fish, take all the gravel out, clean the whole setup and redo it. So the whole point, we use a filtration system generally on our ponds that removes that waste. Be it a drum filter, be it whatever, that waste is removed daily, weekly, monthly, whatever. So you keep a much more consistent environment. That's the reason. So you can get, if you've got a massive pond and a massive gravel filter, yes, they work amazing for a period, but the water will start tracking through the gravel, and the easiest option, the rest of the gravel is going to sit there and become an anaerobic. It's not a breeding ground for bad bacteria. It's just an anaerobic area. It's a dead spot. So what's going to be broken down in that area will start releasing gases. If you stir it up, you put the oil in there, they'll dig it up. All that. It's just like the bottom of an old lake. As we all know, that's not the prettiest place to stick around.
You can end up with years and years of build up of silt and crap, which Colin
works out on all these jobs, and literally as soon as he hears the word spider filter or under gravel filter, he's just like,
I know. Starts to creep.
Tons of gravel that's just stinking black mess. Anaerobic's not bad in itself if it's done in the right way, but it is if you're just going to trap. Basically, what you're doing with those filters is you're just trapping all the waste until it's full. If you've got a massive pond and you can 20 ton of gravel in it, it might last 10 years before you start problems. But they call them live filter beds or whatever. We go to a lot of ponds with bigger, where they put all the gravel somewhere and pump the water through it. And it's great. It's an easy way for someone to make a really big, clean, clear pond short term. Yeah. But it is short term because it will block up and someone's got to deal with that. Yeah. It's like, imagine cleaning your box filter out, but it's 20 tons of,
nightmare.
Nasty.
I just thought I'd touch on it because we do it so much totally different to what they do. But like Daz has said, and what we've seen, like videos and clips of people going around, they do literally go around, drain it all down, blast it all out, jet wash it all within an inch of its life, flush it through, fill it back up again, and away they go again with a fresh installation. And it seems like a long way around when you can be removing it in a smaller amount through a filtration system and flushing it to waste each time on a weekly fee.
Yeah, they've all got their place in the day, but that's the filtration these days is designed, and you get to the drum filters where you're taking the waste out before it even makes any other part of the filtration of pond. So it's all the solid matter, algae, fish waste, whatever, straight away. So your biological filter stays clear. It just runs without any attention. Yes, they do need attention because they go wrong like everything else. But it's one of those things. Yeah, under gravel filters, We run them in the shop only because there's no natural light in our shop. So it's just pure fish waste, and that will break down to basically nothing. So we can get away with it in the way that, and we're not using gravel. We're using a filter media that's 20 times the surface area of gravel, so we can do it.
Is it light tag you use?
Yeah. Basically, it's just the porous stuff from the power stations. It's just porous rock that houses bacteria, and that would block in a normal pond. But if there's nothing but just, the fish waste, the ammonia, and the small amount of feces, it's fine.
Yeah.
But you just can't get away. We get loads of people come in the shop and go, "Oh, I do that in my pond." And you're like, "Well, you can't. It's not going to go well." So, every pond we've got that's not inside doesn't run like that. It's just that one environment we can get away with it.
Yeah.
Stubbsy, jump on with us if you want, mate. Come and tell us all about your hailstorm disaster. Feel free if you want, mate. Come jump on. Have a chat with us.
Ricky, how do you get the pellets to sink? Because I used to do a lot of greenhouse growing. I used to use the little clay pellets, the light tag stuff. But whenever I got it wet, the damn stuff floated.
Yeah, but it's not light tag. It's similar. Light tag's a clay-based material. Yeah. The stuff we use literally comes from the power stations. It's what won't. Right. In the bottom of the furnaces, they get the stuff that won't. It's almost like a volcanic stone.
It's a bit like alpha grog kind of thing, like a waste product, is it?
Yeah, but it's that small. The size of it is very handy for one, and it will sink. It will just absorb water and sink straight away. It's quite heavy.
They look like clay balls, though, don't they?
They do, yeah. That's what I thought they were at first.
The stuff we use comes from the power
they're not. So we used to get it in the bottom of the 25-ton lorry loads from the power station.
It's a bit like alpha grog kind of thing.
You're going to have to turn your volume of your TV down. And for a minute, thank God then, for a second, I thought you were half naked. I thought we were going to get the best ratings ever.
Hang on a minute. I've got to mute the telly.
That's the one.
The telly's running behind my phone.
That's bad.
Right. We've just fitted a... What is it?
Can I get a statement in before you do?
Yeah.
Have you become a sheep?
A sheep?
You've become a sheep, haven't you? Yeah. Well, sometimes koi keepers are a bit like sheep, and sheep like to eat grass. And they all love to go to a brand new fresh field because there's plenty of green grass.
He's been like this all day.
One of these brand new things that everybody's getting and putting on the ponds, aren't you?
No, hubby ordered it quite a while back, and it just seems that it's happened since he ordered his. But I just
so is it your fella that started off the mad new craze?
I doubt
How's ozone a new craze? I don't get it.
Well, I'm saying it's new to koi keepers, isn't it? A lot of new people are going out there.
No, it was started about a decade ago. It went out.
Sorry, Pink. Steal your thunder. It's a decade ago. You're well behind, apparently.
Wouldn't be the first.
What do you think to it?
Well, we've only had it on 3 days. And at the moment, I've got it in my big tank with me arounders, my tropical tank and a beta tank and a pond. And the pond's definitely 100% cleaned up. But I was just wondering what people's views were on it.
You got the same one on all. What?
You got one on a fish tank, one on another fish tank, and one in your pond, and they're all the same product.
No, I've got one, but I've led airlines to.
Oh, right. You've got one for supplying all three.
Yes.
To be honest, if you've got an airline going to your pond and your fish tank, they're getting totally different doses of ozone. If we're talking about the same thing, yeah.
But they're still getting it.
Yeah, ozone. Yeah, the principle of ozone is it that spare molecule of oxygen connects to things and kills things. So if you're putting the amount in a fish tank, technically you could be your fish tank. That's the problem with them. So you're basically putting something in that will kill any live thing in where it's going. Does that make sense? So that extra molecule of oxygen,
as long as it's not the fish,
it will kill. If it's strong enough, it will kill the fish. That's the thing. It will kill everything it comes into contact with at the high enough level.
So it's like bleach.
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's just a spare oxygen molecule, so it kills. It attaches to a bacteria in the water or a bit of organic matter in the water, or fish mucus or gills. It shouldn't be in contact with the fish. Yeah, it's one of those things. Used correctly, it's a purifier. It can work.
yeah.
It just, running it in a fish tank in your pond, and also, I don't know. It seems a bit mad in terms of how much ozone you're putting in, where you're putting it in. It shouldn't be. Yeah,
but at the end of the day, it might be fixing that hole up there that we've already got.
yeah, you could.
Me on my own. But
Yeah.
if it's just one unit running 3 separate airlines off one unit, I'm not going to overdo it, am I?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but this is what he's trying to say, Pinky. You know, because you're running one unit and you're running a fish tank and the pond, you're not getting the correct dosage to either system. So you might be putting too much ozone into your fish tank and dosing your pond just at the right level. But because it's split, you could be damaging one or the other. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so one would be getting less than the other.
How are you putting it in the pond? Just with an airline?
No, I've got one of them big flame saucer things.
Okay.
It's basically it's a retro, but like a retro bottom drain. But without having it's basically an air dome.
An air dome. So basically, you're putting it directly into the fish tank.
No, that in the fish tank, it's on an air stone.
Yeah, I'd do a bit more research on what if it's putting in ozone into an environment with living things, it's not going to be great. That's the problem. So you should be putting the ozone into the water before it goes back in the pond to do its job, or whatever, after the filtration, or
okay,
not directly.
Come with any dosing instructions or anything?
Yeah, it says on the back of the packet, do not use in fish tanks, tropical tanks, or ponds.
It says 2 hours on, 1 hour off.
2 hours on, 1 hour off. That's all it's
but
are they actually designed for the use in jacuzzis? Yes. That type of thing.
Yeah, marine tanks use them a lot.
Well, they use them in marine tanks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably such a small unit. It's probably not such an issue. But ozone itself it's nasty. It's something that is sterilized. It kills things. That's the whole point of it. So you put it in your flow of water, and all the ozone should be gone before it reaches the pond. So it's killing off any bacteria and taking out organic matter and stuff in that situation.
Would I be better off?
You wouldn't want it going into your bio load, though, would you?
No, you don't want it going in your bio. So that's what I mean. And you don't want it going. You don't want UV after it, because it can turn into other acids and stuff. If your UV's on and you've got ozone going through it, you get a whole new chemical reaction. Which is the issue.
No,
if you don't know what you're doing, and you've got enough ozone going somewhere, it will kill, damage, and destroy things.
Right.
So it has a specific use in an environment system, but I think don't just run it everywhere without doing a little bit of research. I don't know. Speak to whoever you got it from and just ask them best usage for it.
Practice kind of thing. It's like the comment there, up north Koi Pond says it's like dosing with PP and not knowing how much you're using or dosing. they're an oxidizer.
Yeah.
So basically, you've gone like, I'm from what he's saying there. I'm guessing what he's meaning. It's like just going, well, garden ponds, 3 scoops, I think. 1 scoop in fish tank and a bucket full in other one.
Yeah. Right.
It is one of, it is use with caution. Is all I'd perhaps say.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I know nothing about them, so I mean,
Well, just from listening to what you're saying then, Rick, to be honest, the only way I could see, for me, if I was to use one of them, the only system I could really use one of them on would be my airlift, because it doesn't come in contact with the fish and it's not in contact with me biomedia.
yeah,
But not every pond is going to be running an airlift, so...
But you put water through it after your filtration before it returns to the pond, but it's got to be in a manner where the ozone is at a strong enough dose to do what you want, and then it's removed. They're not the easiest things to work out how much ozone is going into the water, how much is just coming out as gas, and what depends on how much organic matter you got in the pond, how much it's being binded up, and how much the ozone is then traveling through somewhere else.
sorry, I'm not laughing at you, laughing at Crafter's comments.
It's a little bit like RO water, isn't it? It has its place, and if you understand what it does and how to use it, fantastic. But don't just buy an RO unit and just feel you need to know a little bit about it. And honestly, I don't know what you've got, how it's running, how much ozone it's putting in. It might be such a small dose that. What worries me is if you're telling me your whole pond has changed because of it, but your fish tank, you put the same amount in. That either there's a lot running in your fish tank that isn't going to be good for the whole. Yeah, you need to speak to someone that knows more than you about it.
Right.
But
I will look further into it.
Definitely look further into it. They have got they can work, and they do work in the right way.
Yeah.
Like your ultraviolet unit, it works when it's just in the right way. It works, and if you just put a naked bulb and look into it, you just burn your retinas out, and it's not great.
Yeah.
So just
yeah.
Use it in the right way, and if you're not sure about the right way, ask wherever you got it from, and they will be able to.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Thank you very much for your help.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, well, I mean, I did watch a little bit of Rick's live, and it didn't really seem like Koi Wholesale Rick was overly impressed with him. He didn't really seem, one, price-wise and a few of the issues to it, but it didn't really seem like you were overly impressed with him.
To be fair, no, they can work. It's not good ones cost a lot of money, and obviously to make them work better, you need to change air and really get pure oxygen in to make them work better, to get more ozone from. But if you don't know what you're doing, or cheap ones, you don't know how much ozone you're putting in wherever you're putting it in, and you are creating something that is basically one of the best sterilizers on the planet. It is that spare molecule of oxygen doesn't want to be with the others. It wants to join someone else. And if it's a bacteria or a virus or organic matter or whatever, it will link to that and basically just kill it. And it will do that on your fish's skin or mucus or gills yeah. It's one of those right hand magic tool, but the good stuff, a good unit costs a lot of money. It's not. So if you're getting a cheap unit, either it's not putting much ozone in, it's going to make no difference, or it's how do you regulate how much is going where at what time?
Yeah.
So simple is better. If your pond's happy, why are you adding something that's going to cost you money to run and potentially cause you negative effects?
That's exactly what I mean. It seems to be something comes out and somebody goes, I'm sticking that in my pond. Before you know it, the whole community is not I don't mean YouTube, but the koi seen, everybody's doing it. It's like, you know, if it were running perfectly fine before without it,
Yeah.
why put it in?
Don't fix it.
Everyone's looking for the edge, and that's fair enough. You want to give them better food or better environment or better temperatures or better. That's a natural thing. You want to improve if you can.
They don't have ozone in wild, do they? In a natural environment.
How exactly does it work? Does it generate its own gas?
No. So you basically the air. You put the air. Normally, air goes in and the oxygen's removed, and with electricity they generate an extra. It's like ozone when you have a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
You create 3 molecules of oxygen or whatever, and at that state, it doesn't want to be like that. It wants to lose 1 molecule to something else.
Yeah.
And if that's a bacteria, virus, or whatever, and it just basically annihilates it, oxidizes it. So
you're not like connecting a bottle of ozone to it, and it's just sort of dispensing it. It generates its own.
It generates the electricity. So basically, it's generating ozone all the time. So it's taking extra air. So a good one will take the air, split the oxygen from the nitrogen, and use that oxygen to create more ozone. It makes it more effective, and you get a higher level of ozone, which is more sterilizes better.
Yeah.
But you don't want that then ozoned water ending up with the fish. So you've got to know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's quite precise. Yeah.
So what happens when it runs out of all the things that you would rather it to attach to and starts annihilating?
That's the problem. If you've got a problem with a lot of organic matter, it's only going to do so much work. So
you literally could, if you left it and you weren't 100% bang on right, you could literally kill all your stock with it.
Not really, because you're not going to be the amount of water in the pond and the amount of ozone, and the ozone's automatically going to be trying to leave that environment. So it's not quite as, you got too much, it's going to kill your fish, but it's not going to be creating the best environment. So in one hand, it creates a good environment by removing excess organic matter and the bacteria and stuff. Obviously, if you've got a super clean pond, then that ozone has got less stuff to attach to. So yes, it would transfer more to the fish being the last.
So inside your filtration system, if it's attaching to good bacteria.
Yes, you can't use it in your filtration because you'll be killing your filter off.
Yeah.
But could it not be cycling through your filter system?
Well, no, you have to make sure it's set up so it's not going. You can't just put ozone. I've got an ozone generator, stick it in my filter, because you're just going to sterilize your filter. So it needs to be after your biological filter.
So in the body of water, in the mass body of water, that's what.
And you can't put UV after it either, because, like I say, there's weird stuff happens with the UV and the ozone. So
shit, man. So
one of those things that, yes, if you know what you're doing,
installed incorrectly, it could be a major problem.
It's not a major problem. It's just it can create a minor problem that can create bigger problems. Nothing.
To be honest, I think the main reason everyone's jumping on this, and Rick said it kills bacteria. And I think what's happened here, you've got these bacteria problems that are going around, and everyone's gone, right, I get an ozone generator, I won't have bacteria problems.
Yeah.
But that in itself, it doesn't work. Does it?
Yeah.
Well, because if your fish have got a bacterial problem, it's on the fish, and the ozone's treating the water, and the fish are with each other in the pond, passing it from fish to fish in the pond. So it might be contact, but in reality, it doesn't matter how much you purify that water coming in. If the fish in the pond are giving each other a problem and they're breeding the problem, or the bacteria's multiplying on them,
Seska's just put one in there as well. She said also too much ozone in a room can be poisonous to humans. So if you're bubbling away in your fish tank.
The amount these cheaper generators are creating is minuscule. It's not going to be a problem, no. But it's not a magic bullet that is going to sort out a bacterial problem in your pond. It might make your water clearer or better in some circumstances. You might find you get slightly better growth rates if you use it right, because you're taking out hormones and certain nitrates and whatever that are, it has its
Yeah.
if you know what you're doing. And to be fair, I've been we basically steer clear of them for the fact that we're not running one pond, we're running 100 ponds. We ain't never going to maintain top of it. So yeah, it's just not going to happen.
Vinci, the camera's twisted. What the hell's happened to him?
He fell over. He's frozen, I think.
He's frozen,
Yeah, he's froze, yeah.
Yeah.
The ozone's got him.
I think if to have a proper discussion about ozone, you'd need someone
A
that
scientist.
builds the units or manufactures them or supplies them to come in.
Yeah.
That's the entire thing, because it's no good just saying they're amazing. It's no good saying they're deadly to everything, because neither are true. The point is they have a place. You know, they're used, they're created and used for a reason. But for general koi keepers, it's probably unnecessary or detrimental potentially. So,
Well, what sort of bacteria does it kill then? Or
all bacteria could kill
bacteria.
anything, any small organic thing, virus, bacteria, small parasites. So, yeah, it can be used for sterilizing water for drinking, as can ultraviolet, as can any other means of things. It's one of those water treatment things that has its place, and cleverer people than me would know how much you could put in and how you remove it and at what point it's useful.
So you're saying it can kill parasites as well, did you say?
At high enough doses, it will kill smaller parasites, but the bigger an organism gets, the less effect it has on it, because it's a single molecule of oxygen that's adhering to something. So if you're tiny, it's going to envelop you and kill you or whatever. But if you're like us, it has very little effect. A fish, it can start damaging the mucus layer and the extremities of the fish. But the reality is, the thing it's most dangerous for is, like I say, bacteria and the small stuff. That's why it's good. And if you've got a source of water you need to drink from, and you need to kill a nasty bacteria in it, then if you treat it with ozone, you're going to create a safer drinking water. So that's the thing.
You need to check redox levels of each environment to have and have the ozone running only for that environment, not all.
What I'm saying is it's probably slightly more complicated to work properly than most koi keepers need.
Yeah.
And to create a small version of it that just puts a bit of ozone in will kill a bit of organic, a few bacteria and whatever. And it depends where you put it, whether that's good or bad. It's costing money to buy. It's costing money to run.
But they're the ones that are going about at the moment. They're £120 to buy.
And what's the wattage on them? So 120 quid outlay.
I honestly don't know.
So imagine they're 120 quid. You've got to run 50 watts the last 2 years. It's an added cost.
Yeah.
And an added, it's difficult to quantify your gains on it. And some people will be advocates. Yes, we put it on this system. These fish are much happier. And other people are like, what a pile of absolute rubbish. I don't know. I like tinkering to a point, but if you can't,
I think you can push too far with it, personally. Yes, everybody would love to be giving the fish the perfect environment and making sure it's the best of what they need and what they require. But I think when you start going to some of the depths, lengths,
it's a bit like chasing numbers, isn't it, guys? You create other problems.
I do believe that if you want to avoid bad bacteria, quarantining your fish before adding them should prevent.
Yeah, exactly. But you'll have some people that spend money on ozone rather than having a quarantine system, whatever. Unfortunately, you'll get some people that know what they're doing and make it work, and their fish will be amazing. Same as RO water. You can have some people that know what they're doing, can do it properly, and they're creating amazing fish. So the next person sees that and thinks, I want some of that, without really knowing how that's happened. And yeah, it's not a bad thing.
I tried the RO route, fucked out royally.
It's one of those ozone. It can be used properly, brilliant, but it's a difficult thing to use properly unless you're spending proper money and know what you're doing.
As Simon said there, eco-filtrations advise me to use in a moving bed. It's about getting the running time of the unit for a good ORP, turning the unit on and off with a timer.
I'd say I don't get if you're using ozone in a moving bed. Ozone kills bacteria, and you're trying to create
bacteria in your moving bed.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I can't really comment on it. Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry, I forgot the toe-side tank easy pod was boiling.
Well, at least it's had a good boil.
Should be clean now.
It's been boiling for about 3 hours.
I mean, the upshot of it is, if you want to try ozone, get hold of one of the companies that do it properly. Speak to them about it. Because I'm sure you can't buy a unit off the shelf that does something for every pond of every size. Yeah.
It says ozone is great if used properly, but you need a redox meter to know what levels is safe.
Well, if you follow those pages like that, I've got 10.
You can all use it on a marine tank, so that should probably add if you do use it.
Yeah. Marines are a lot more temperamental to look after than our koi ponds or whatever.
I agree with that one, Scrag. I think Rick was right. Keep it simple.
Yeah, me too.
Keep it simple. It doesn't need to be complicated. You just need to take shit out of water and keep the water clean and feed them well. That's it.
An harvest blanket with you 3 times
It's
a week.
as simple as that, though, isn't it? You remove the waste and feed them to remove more waste. Clean environment, healthy fish. Well, how complicated does it need to be? I don't think it does.
Complicated is what you make it.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. But if that's your thing, I get that. If your thing is all about the tinkering and modifying this and making this and doing this and chasing that, if you want to sit there losing sleep over 0.1% ammonia, then you feel free to do that. But I don't give a shit.
Nah, not mine. I've got better things to do.
Yeah.
But if you're a koi keeper that wants to compete at top level, and those fine margins make that fish.
I can see that. I can see that.
That's different. That's different if you're showing your fish. If you're more just hobbyists who want to see the fish every day, it's a total different ball game.
It is. Would you not agree, though, that's an extreme hobbyist? That's like somebody that gets the kicks jumping out of planes, running off of cliffs with a parachute attached to him and a wingsuit, and then thinking, woohoo! I mean, that's pushing it to the extremes of the hobby, isn't it? It's not just.
Yeah, but if you want to win grand champion, then you're buying fish that are seriously top end. So that's the extreme. You're using extreme. Your pond's got to be pretty top end. And if someone tells you said, actually, by using RO water and ozone, you can get an extra 5 centimetre of growth on these fish you're paying all this money for and make them look that much better.
Yeah, and it's a no-brainer if that's what you're aiming for.
No-brainer. So at the end of the day, it's not. I don't think it's extreme, but it is. Any hobby at any level, every little step you want to go higher up the ladder, you've got to get that much better at what you're trying to achieve or trying to do.
Yeah,
basically, and that's to create a. And it's not a fair playing field in the fact that some people's water might be completely different. You know, you live in Wales and you've got softest water in the world, and you live in London and your water's so hard, you know, it calcifies everything as soon as it comes out of the tap. You're starting with, so you've got to try and create an environment that is suitable for what you want,
I suppose,
to get the best out of it. Everyone's got its place. It's just everyone doesn't need to jump on a situation and all rush out to buy something that actually is completely going to have probably no effect on their pond or just create more problems for them. You're just wasting money without knowing what you're trying to achieve or what you're trying to do.
I don't know if this is right, but it just piqued my interest. The levels required to kill bacteria will also kill your fish, though. It will keep numbers down, but not prevent it. You can get good ORP levels by simply increasing aeration and flow rates.
Yeah, but the level to kill bacteria, it should be in somewhere that's where your fish aren't. You're not putting ozone straight in your pond to a level that's going to kill everything. Otherwise,
So
you will.
if you had an ideal place to put it, then is if you had, like, let's say, you've gone through your filtration, gone through your UV, and then a chamber for it to go in. You add ozone to that chamber.
Yeah, you're basically you're putting it somewhere
to the pond
where it's sterilising the water before it's returning to the pond. So it's doing its thing, and then the ozone basically is short-lived. It's quite a short. So whereas a UV clarifier will only kill stuff in the UV system where the light is blasting it, the ozone is quite short-lived. So the gas that's created wants to escape the water it's being created in and come out as gas and kill everything that's in it. But obviously it's quite a short-lived process. So if that's reduced enough by the time it's going back in your pond into that big amount of water, the ozone is not going to be killing all the bacteria in the pond, and it's not going to be affecting your fish. But if you created an ozone level in the pond with the fish that will kill bacteria, you're creating, well, you're just going to, that's when it's going to become damaging to the fish. And let's not forget, fish are full of bacteria. The gut, everything about every live thing is just a little ecosystem. So, yes, purifying your water before it goes in has benefits, but a healthy environment is generally an environment that will live. Well, you've seen some of the stuff at the farm. It's an ecosystem upon itself. There's so much going on.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
One part of it. And if you try and kill everything in another bit and create sterile water going in, you're creating a completely different environment to any natural environment. As this place, if you want to be drinking that water, I probably would be drinking ozone water if it's.
What's your thoughts on this one then? And welcome back, Mr. Webb. I took all 7 days. It's the same as putting bacon aquatic in your pond. It can't distinguish between good and bad bacteria. It kills all bacteria. So basically, like Vercon, not a risk worth taking.
Vercon's got a strange. My issue with Vercon is the way it was sold to people, because it's an antiviral. It comes from the salmon industry. It's a disinfectant against viruses. That's what it comes from. And it was kind of marketed when KHV was having one of its rounds that if you put Vercon in your pond, you're safer from KHV. You can buy fish and put them in. And it was, for me, that's a bit of a dangerous thing to be saying, because it's not going to kill the KHV in a fish. It can create a more sterile environment. But again, is that what you're trying to achieve? Do you want to be putting in a disinfectant in your pond every day? Really? I don't know. I don't. Just, there might be situations when, again, it's worth, if you're putting lots of fish in and out and moving stuff about, it can stop cross-contamination, but it's not something you want to be putting in your pond all the time. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit like overuse of antibiotics, isn't it?
I'm not sure they might get resistance to it, but it's an antiviral disinfectant for cleaning your boots and cleaning stuff, and that's where it's
ideal for what it's meant for its purpose.
Yeah,
it can be, and not be. It can be. Obviously, if you're taking fish to a show and you're stressing them, and maybe there's fish being mixed. I know normally on a show there's not, but there's fish being mixed. You could, if there's a level of it in the water and someone splash water in that's got a virus in it, it can protect your fish from that virus getting to your fish and causing. So again, it has a place, but it hasn't got a place putting it. In my opinion, you shouldn't be putting that in your pond constantly again. So yes,
amen to that. I fucking hate Vercon.
It's got a place there. Imagine you taking your 20-gram fish to a koi show and putting a tablet of Virkon in there, and some idiot decides to throw a fish in there or splash some water in there that's got a problem, and it stops that affecting your fish.
Yeah,
I could see that, but yeah, if you've got a settled pond of koi in your garden that are happy as Larry, do you need to be throwing a disinfectant in there on a regular basis?
They got Scraggs has put you have to spend 50 quid every 6 months on a new cartridge. I think I read for the
ozone.
For the ozone thing.
I don't know. I thought ozone just 2 electrodes where you pass an electrical current, and that's how you generate ozone. But to be honest, again, I'm not an ozone expert, but that's how it's created.
Ozone cell control unit will need replacing at 6-month intervals from Eco Filtration's website. So yeah, there you go. So
yeah, that's a different part.
50 quid every 6 months. That's way more than a UV bulb, isn't it?
Yeah.
Again, I think at the end of the day, you need to chat with the people that manufacture and sell the stuff.
Yeah.
So you've got 100 quid, then your electric on top. You're talking shit loads of money, ain't you, to run it?
It's just extras you probably don't need.
Well, not for somebody that wants to do that thing to that, I mean, 100, 200 quid a year to run it if he's getting what he wants from his fish for his 40-gram fish that he's wanting to get an extra 10 cm out of in next season as well. I get it. I understand that bit of it. Well,
yeah.
But for your average everyday
pond keeper,
garden pond keeper,
that's what I mean. It's going to start running expensive for the miners.
Yeah,
it is when everybody's going, oh shit, man, I'm turning my hair down. I mean, you only have to go back a couple of months ago where everybody was saying, shit, I'm going to get a controller for my air pump so I can reduce the amount of oxygen I'm putting into my pond because my electric pump costs so much to run.
Yeah, I'm just up by
now we're all talking this week. We're all talking about putting another 200 watts worth of electric every year back into his pond to get rid of bacteria that we can prevent from putting in there by having a quarantine tank.
Or proper pond maintenance.
The sheep at the beginning. I'm not going to break some friends with it, but at the end of the day, I do think a lot of people run down the avenue of, I'm going to get it because it's new. And I don't think we all really need to do. I think we can.
The thing is, it's not new.
It's not new.
It's old technology.
It sounds like it's new when everybody starts to hear about it. I mean, I've never heard of it before.
No, I haven't.
To be honest.
It seems a new thing this last couple of weeks, I would say.
But things go like that, don't they? Because not being funny. In the last 10 years, did you keep koi 10 years ago?
Yes.
Personally, not myself, but my dad. I have kept them with my dad since I was about 11-year-old. But
yeah, but it's one of.
I've not had them. I've had my fish are in. They're still there in his pond, but
it's one of those technologies that's been there and it's making new rounds for whatever reason. And if it was the all singing, all dancing as it could be, wouldn't everyone in koi keeping have one standard?
Yeah.
It would be like your water pump. You've got to have a water pump to keep koi.
Yeah.
You've got to move water somehow. You've got to have a biological filter. All right, you've got an air pump. But you've got to have a way of moving water.
Yeah.
You've got biological action of some degree somewhere in the system. Basically, and how you do that and how you deal with that, you can run multiple pumps, air pumps, water pumps, UVs. You can have 2 kilowatts running constantly, or you can do it on 100 watts. It's all
relative.
Reframing. I've even got the shirt on, to be honest. So.
Good lad.
Yeah.
Well, it's like my main pond, 3,000 gallons, and I'm running a 13 watt UV, and it's crystal clear.
Yeah.
When a pond's proper mature and you've got the filtration and whatever, quite often you can switch your UV off and it'll run clear.
Yeah.
They get to a certain point, and if you've got a certain amount of shade, plant life, the filtration mature, and how much of your filtration's in the dark, out of the way, you might find that you could just switch your UV off and it would run clear. And to be honest, if it had a bit of a green tinge to it, for me, it's not a problem. I like a bit of green in the water.
Yeah.
Well, we've said it again before, haven't we? A little bit of tannins or a little bit of coloration to the water is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a little bit of coverage for your fish in a red hot scorching day. Not that we've seen much of that this year, but
Well, I don't know. Not this national, but the national last year. Both myself and Rocket Boy bought a bag of Hikari colour, and within 3 days, it changed my water from crystal clear to a fucking tea brown. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Coppins
you buy
does that too.
cheaper food, mate. But
I do. I used to do me a New Forest.
But did it change the colour of your koi?
No, not really.
Would you attribute the Benny and the skin luster on your fish from the Munger Pond or the Mega Munger Pond down to the Mega Munger mix?
not all of it, but a good. I'm going to do a thing with Vince probably next week. So I've got the same kahaku from the same parents, same age, some that have been grown with basically have been in one of our dark research, some that have been in a polytunnel on not the same food but without the added Munger mix, so the same temperature, same green water, and some of mine to be able to see actually the difference between them. But to make the Benny red is not necessarily a good thing. So if you're finishing them too early, then obviously you're creating a problem for yourself as well. So by keeping them, if we wanted to grow a fish for 10 years old, to peak at 10 years old, we probably would want to keep it held back in an environment where the red isn't that red, and then give it the ultimate finish when you're going to take it to the show for a few months or whatever. It's all about a balance. So yeah, you can't turn around and say the Munger mix isn't just about creating Benny. I know that
you use it, I know that you feed it, but that was one thing, mate. When I seen those fish in that vat, I was blown away with them. And I did put out a little short saying that, I genuinely do believe, mate, that them fish that you're producing there is all right. Yes, I know when you turned around in the video and said, yeah, but these are our best of our best. But God damn it, they might very well be the best of your best, but they are not.
But they're also in a point where they look good. So they've been at high temperatures, green water,
conditioned, right?
They've been conditioned to a point where they look sparkling. So that's so that's not getting a fish to 80 centimeters looking like that. That's a 40 centimeter fish looking like that.
56 cm, mate. They look like that.
Well, yeah. So, but it is a way of. It all helps, and I think that's the thing with these things. If you've got water that's good temperatures, the clarity, the green water does help. But obviously, the food, every element of it, not just the Benny, the vitamin content's much higher, so the white skin's better. The silica content's higher, so the black's better. It's every little element that's making them fish pop.
All plays its part,
and they look, sparkling. It's the only way to describe them. They just look as you'd hope koi to look. But all of those, you'd struggle to do that if your pond's at 12 degrees. To get that sort of skin quality, it's difficult to do if anything's against you. If it's the food or the genetics or the water temperature and all the other bits. So it's a combination. So all you can do is do all your bits you can. But yeah, I think that's the way of describing it, perhaps.
The only reason why, and that wasn't to help push in anything way, shape, or form, or anything like that, mate. It was just purely the observation that I saw, mate. And when you look at the video quality and think, God damn, man, those fish are smart. They look good, and the benny on them and the white on them and all that lot. It worked.
They look like a fresh import from Japan, don't they? How you'd expect them to come. Yeah.
And those fish are.
Just one second here. Right. I think I've been muted tonight. No. But if you've got something you want to ask or something you want to put in a statement for me to notice it, please do as you've been asked by the admin and type it in capital letters, mate, and I will shout them out all day long. But I have missed you. Have I missed a question? Have I missed you? Check a question for you, make sure. No. About this to me, this is a bit. If you make it so, if you want me to put it out, if people want me to, bring your topic up or bring it, just put it in. I'm not bothered about the fact that it looks like you're shouting, because at the end of the day you're shouting at me. Hey, I'm here. Stick it in capital letters, and I'll put your little comment up if you want it to be put up. But to me, when I read it down through it, it's just genuinely a conversation between people in the chat as well as. So it's difficult to tell which is which, mate. It's not me missing you out or ignoring you. But I am reading it and thinking, yeah, ozone is for marines, yes. For ponds, well. Again,
if it's got a place for marines, it must have a place for tropicals or.
Yeah. It would seem that it would have a place for everywhere, wouldn't it?
It used to be used in places where they sold marines, and if you have a slightly higher ozone content, it creates the fish, the colours, the stress that makes the fish more vibrant, so they look better. But
there we go. Amanda's asked us a question: do Coppen's koi food use fish meal in any of their range?
Yes, but less and less so, because it's unfortunately an ingredient that's not sustainable. That's the problem. This is where a lot of people get, like Sakai Hikari, a lot of proper top end koi foods use ingredients that actually, they might be the best ingredients for growing your koi, but they're not necessarily the best ingredients for an environmentally friendly world. So, yeah, that's the issue. And Coppen's being a monstrous company, have to do what they have to do. So they use insect meal, they use poultry meal, they've just literally just stopped all soya meals. So soya is one of the things that goes in a lot of foods, but it's one of those products that uses so much water and so much issue with it, like palm oil and all the rest of it, that they're stopping using not just fish meal but soya meal because of the impact on the environment.
Yeah.
So, and insect meal is probably one of the best you can use. It's not something that's readily available or affordable.
It's expensive, yeah.
In theory, it's this is the way forward, but in reality, we haven't got it yet. So
you've got to harvest mealworms by the million, haven't you?
They do use fish meal. The spirulina food that I use that we've discussed is one of the ones that's got fish meal in it. A number of the top koi, I think, has got fish meal in it. So it depends on the fish diets. But they're a massive company that have got to try and use ingredients that are sustainable and environmentally. So I think Sakai
Eco Warriors happy, haven't we?
Well, at the end of the day, you might think a bag of fish food's not that much. Sakai Hikari, whatever, does use better ingredients, but those ingredients, some of your krill meals and lobster meal and the pre-digested fish meals. You got people starving in Africa. They've got, as a company, you've got to take responsibility for what you're using. And fish meal was something that was 30 years ago when I started. It used to come in from Peru. You could buy it for a few pence for monstrous amounts of it. It was a waste product from all the harvesting of fish. Now there's not enough fish coming out of the Pacific on that coast, so fish meal's gone through the roof. So that's why diets have changed because the product, it wasn't just from the fish meal, not just fish foods that use fish meal, it's used for all sorts. And it's the same as rearing, like they rear tuna. The cost of the amount of fish they have to feed tuna, why don't you eat the fish rather than the tuna?
Yeah. It's crazy.
The food conversion rate when they're rearing, farming tuna is horrendous. So they're having to feed 20 kilos of fish to get 2 kilos of tuna.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't we eat that? Why could have eaten that 20 kilo? Oh, that's not tuna, but if you're hungry, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the reason it's not used. And a lot of these big companies, a lot of their foods will have ingredients in it that you'll look at and go, well, feather meal product. Ooh, why can we feed our fish protein from feathers? Well, it's a waste product that's got protein in it. It goes in your dog food, and it goes probably in our food somewhere down the line. Yeah, I'm not saying I agree with that. I would much rather use Sakai Hikari.
You actually say about feather meal. I did a course when I was in the army, and you're actually told that one of the best forms of protein from a bird is from the feathers.
Well, it is,
and you have to boil them up, and then but yeah, chock full of protein.
So fingernails.
Yeah. Keratin.
Yeah, keratin.
That's the thing in it. You can buy any sort of fish food, but if you want to be someone that's aware of what you're buying, where it's coming from, and all the rest of it, then you need
Is that why we bite our fingernails then? Because it's full of proteins.
No,
I don't think any of us need any more protein. I don't think we're starved.
How the fuck am I supposed to bite me nails, Daz?
Right, I'm going to bring this one up because Will's off.
Talk about the rest of the population, Vince.
Will's going to be slightly disappointed. Will's put on here, Gaz, videos on, please. We need a good chuckle. Unfortunately, mate, there's nothing to chuckle at, as you're the only one who dropped the video in, mate. So, without anybody sending in a video, and to which I'm going to link this too, and I will repost this back to the top in the Facebook group. If anybody's interested in taking part, this is a bit. Well, to be fair, to get it within a week, without putting a few bits and bats together, it would be near impossible. I only had one person send one, mate, and it would have been a rather short video to do it. And we can do it, and hopefully, if I share this now, we can get Will start the ball off with roughly what he's looking for. And if all those that are members of the Gaz's Koi Pond Facebook group would like to add their video to that bit, we can play them one after another. But unfortunately, mate, we ain't got nobody partaking in it, so to speak. But
yes, people, let's see how this goes, eh? I'm Will from Will's Koi up in Liverpool. This is my pond, and that's the cave. Eating koi for over 12 years. Only learned more about it in the last couple of years, to be truthful with you, which is the hole in the ground. Anyway, I love them. Keep me going. And I'm passing my phone to this crazy dude. Bye.
so from this crazy dude will be my video that I'm going to do and upload. And then the only one that we got sent in will be then added onto that. So we've got one to come and a second one to link to it. If anybody else would like to take a little bit, just introduce yourself, just say hello, a bit of video footage. You don't have to be a YouTuber. You can just be a Joe Blogs or whatever.
Do we have to do this on your Facebook?
Well, no, you can send it to me and then I'll add it to the Facebook. I'll just upload it to it. I mean, you can send it to me privately if you want, or you can join the Facebook group and post your video, or unjoin again if you wish. Or you can send it to me in Messenger, Facebook Messenger, and just drop it through to me. And we'll try to see
when you're going to do this later or tomorrow morning.
So I apologise, Will. There were several people like
this furniture.
View the comments. Thomas Hayward, I'll have a go tomorrow evening.
You're going to
Dave
do the
Little,
furniture in a minute then.
Carlos McGee's, and they all said they were going to do, but didn't. So until I get some footage to put together, bud, I can't really do anything until such time as I do. So let's have a laugh. Let's get the community behind us, and you can just make it a total piss take type video. You don't have to be so much serious, just whatever you think, and then end it with, and I'm passing my video over to this crazy dude, and then the next person carries on and carries on and carries on. That's the idea. Let's see if we can get anybody to have a little bit of fun. Let's not be so shy. You all sit here and watch me all week. It'd be nice for me to sit back there and see who's watching me and us and our evening, and have a laugh, not at you, but along with you.
Yeah,
very well, but hopefully, fingers crossed, mate. Now we've pushed it out a little bit more, and you've shown what you kind of expect, and we might get a little bit of something coming in. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So that was that one. Let's go on to a topic and bring up something that we've got, and it's been sent in by Paula. I'd be interested in a discussion around pond roofs, covers, benefits of having a covered as opposed to no covers, i.e., well, yeah. Sorry, I'm just going to.
Paula from Keeping Paula.
It is, yeah. Well, you can do, mate. Yeah, but you see, this is the difficult thing about it is, for you to turn around and say, right, nominate the next person. That's all right, providing they want to do one, and that they've got or follow or watch me. I mean, that's the bit where I struggle with. I could only forward it to so many people or ask them before it become to a point where this is not impossible. So yeah, there's got to be an element of people putting themselves out there to do it. But yeah, I'd go with that too, mate. If you know somebody that do it, Scrag, nominate them, bring them on, and then tell them to upload a video and do it, and then vice versa. That might be what gets it going, gets the ball up and rolling. Anyway, sorry, back to what we were. The question.
Pond roofs.
I've got two people backstage. Sorry, guys, I didn't even realise them. We've got Crafty and Tony. We'll bring Tony in for a little bit, and then we'll switch over from bring Crafty in a little bit.
Go on, I'm going in a minute anyway, because I'm going to move some furniture, because we've got some carpet down in the morning.
Right. Okay, on then, mate.
No, I'll catch you next week.
Nice one, bud.
Right. Again, say that again.
You going to the show?
Yeah. Am you going Sunday?
Yeah.
I'll be there Sunday, yeah.
All right, see you then.
Sunday's
I'll see you Sunday. Catch you later.
See your video online, mate. I'll be there Saturday.
Yeah, catch you later.
I have as much as I love Kai, I love my daughter a lot more, and I'm going to get myself a wedding suit made. So yeah, that's where I will be on Sunday. Well, I do, mate. It's the truth.
You love your kids. No one loves their kids.
I love that one. Over to another case. I said this evening when I pulled up, my youngest son, he gets me every time, the little shit, man. I think I see him and he's there, he's washing his car, and he leans out the window, and I think he's just about to wave, and I wave, and he goes, he gets me every time with you. Or if I walk past Fan, he'll go,
gotta love them.
They're all good. They're all good kids. Love them all. But the youngest is a character. Really is. Oh,
yeah, mine's the middle one.
Pond roofs, covers, benefits of having a covered as opposed to no covers. And while I'll leave you discussing that, I'm going to pop to the bathroom. Be right.
Right. I'd say cover if you can. Cover's always good, isn't it? Less crap going in.
It is.
But
not a low cover, a high cover.
Yeah.
Box up, not box down. Little
That's
fish
it,
big.
Ricky. You've convinced me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's supposed to stop herons as well, but I don't know about that. I've heard of a lot of people, where the herons hop up onto it, so I wouldn't bother putting too much faith in that.
No, but especially for the winter, if you can box something in that you can then be part of, go in. That cover is a recipe for a nightmare.
I can understand a roof and then having removable side panels like twin polycarbonate for the winter.
Tony's doing that, isn't he, Tony?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have a look into it. Yeah, I've raised that net up so I can probably put a cover on over the top of that and fill the panels in around the sides.
Are we all fingering Tony?
He likes a good finger.
Definitely, mate. You got to look after them fish, mate. They got some good stuff.
Yeah, you got some quality koi there, boy.
It's like Noah's Ark. You got two of everything
as well.
Ricky, just to change the subject for a second.
Oh no,
I'm here. There? Oh, you're still there because you've got a little circle going around. You know, you popped a fish in the bowl for me Tuesday.
Popped a fish in a bowl.
Yeah,
you're telling everyone that, mate. Fucking hell.
And the sumi started disappearing as soon as it went in the blue bowl, and it really went.
Yeah.
What's the reasoning behind why that happens, and is it an indication that that fish may lose its sumi as time goes on?
Yeah, it's not a great sign, but the fact that it was a kajaku was a bit weird.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a Kiyotsuori.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Reaction straight away to blue background. Yeah,
they go fast, don't they? I've got one, and it changes, within minutes,
seconds, like a chameleon.
Yeah,
it's an unstable sumi characteristic. So generally, it's not great. You'll see it in, let's say, Kiyotsuori. Happens a lot. Hiyatsuri, not so much. They're much more stable. Shiro's good and bad, depending on the Shiros. The one you saw it on was a kajaku, which I've never seen sumi on a kajaku quite like that.
I've never seen a sumi drop in a blue bowl on a kajaku before.
Not like that one did, but I've never seen one with a massive black head pattern on the red, which was. It was a random fish and that did drop off in 20 minutes that we had it in the bowl. But
I wouldn't be worried.
It wasn't supposed to be there, to be fair. It would have been better. I don't know.
If it took 20 minutes, I wouldn't worry about it so much. It's only reaction to what it's sitting in, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Is that pause?
Yeah, it's just one of those. If it was a Shiratsu and it did, I'd say don't buy it because it's sumi's not great. A Kiyotsuori, the sumi's never great. That's why they are sort of yellow and browny, black on a good day.
Yeah.
Kinky are the same. They look amazing in the pond. You take one to a show, they're just like faded out,
washed out. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably a more similar thing on a metallic fish like the kajaku. Yeah, it was quite weird, but.
Mind you, the broodstock Deutschkin showers did it though, didn't they? When we were spawning them.
Yeah, they're another one that will never look good at shows. So.
But what's the reason and why it does it? Does it think it's a chameleon or something?
Well, no, it goes back to the original. A normal carp will change colour to suit its background. It's a reaction. So they'll do it. So and then you get Sorogoi, Chagoi. They'll all do it, and the more refined you make the colour and the more you inbreed the black to be stable, the less it will do it. But on that kajaku, I don't know why it had so much black on its head like that. It was just one of those. So it was a bit of a freak of a fish to start with. So
that was a nice fish. I mean, if it lost all that black, it would be a beautiful fish anyway.
How do we go from pond covers to how do we go from pond covers?
Yeah, my fault, guys. My fault. We got to get back to pond covers.
You've been gone for so long, guys. We moved on.
I only went for a pee and got myself a glass of Coke. Let's stick with the topic then and go with the question that we were asked, Tony.
Yes, Mr.
Go around in a circle. I'll do my opinion.
The discussion around pond roof covers, benefits of having covered as opposed to no covers.
I think it probably does help out through the winter, but I've never done it. Never done it. And this year I'm going to think about getting it done, get some covers made.
I think she's referring to covers as in roofs over ponds, not winter coverage.
Ah.
You've got bonuses.
Like a sail or
pergola.
Pergola over top. What is it, Daz?
Pergola.
Pergola.
Pergola. Pergola. You call it whatever it is.
So I suppose if the pond's in full sun, you wanna reduce that a little bit during the course of the day.
There's benefits and there's advantages and disadvantages to roofs, isn't there? Benefits are that you're going to keep the sun out if you're in a sunny spot. If you're a south facing like I am, I would put a roof on. I'm going to at some point, because not only is it not good for the fish to have constant sunshine in the summer, if we've got a summer over here, but when it does happen, the algae bloom from it is really intense as well. So, that said, it doesn't stop the algae.
Have you got a bit of an algae broom, Crafter?
I have, mate. Yeah, constant, fucking constant, man.
How good does the UV work without a bulb?
Without a bulb?
Coming on it.
I'm lost.
Did you not have no bulb in the box?
Yeah, there was a bulb in the box.
Oh, there was.
Oh. Yeah.
It was smashed to 1,000 pieces.
No, it was. What weren't in there though? Not on the UV, man. They was in separate boxes at the end. I was like, where the fuck? It's like normally they're actually in it. So I was like, what the fuck's going on with that? But yeah, they are in it, but it ain't got any mounting brackets. So I was halfway through like a video today that I've made up and took it down to the filter house and I couldn't even fucking do it. It was like, where's the brackets, man? So now I've got to go back down the shop tomorrow. No, they come with it. It's like a batch. We've had a batch where there's none in them. I didn't know that though. Otherwise, I would have nicked them out of another box. But the downsides to having a roof is not letting enough sunlight in.
Yeah.
So it's
very dark.
I think your fish look a bit washed out, don't they?
Yeah.
The Benny can get very washed out, especially if you're using plastic sheeting that are UV protected, because that cuts UV straight out. And if you've got no other way of getting light to your pond, your fish will suffer with that. So you've got to really weigh it up. And there's nothing worse than seeing really nice like shower or sankey or any sort of Benny on a fish that over time washes out. There's no way of getting it back.
I've got to share this. And Alan, you stole my thunder, man. See, I do. He's getting quite good at these. See, my opinion is, if you're going to have a pond, you need some form of natural plant coverage. You give them some natural coverage, the fish feel more at home, more safe, more secure, somewhere they can dart away to if they need to do. They've also got that coverage for the sun. But if ponds were meant to have roofs over them, then Lake District would have one hell of a great big structure over it. And
that's shite, isn't it? What a load of bollocks. That is a load of bollocks, isn't it?
Alan says, how do I cover this?
You don't need to, do you? Do you know what I mean?
No, you've got coverage, you've got plants, but mate, that'd be one hell of a pergola, wouldn't it? That.
Yeah, you need some long rafters for that.
He stole my thunder again. He did it the other week with that blue fish, but I sent him that one in an held into the blue carcoo.
I didn't see that, man.
Yeah, the Photoshop ones.
But I mean, I do think they have the time and the place, don't they? Obviously, I mean, if you got height of summer like we had last year, where you got like 40 degrees, And you think, a quick sail that you can put up, you know, those triangle sails that they've been bringing out and stuff.
Yeah.
Put that up, give them the coverage, give them a bit. But I think if you take it away completely, your fish end up looking washed out and no colour to them. They just look dull.
Yeah, I mean, it can stop rain going in as well for altering your pH, I suppose.
Yeah, now that could be a thing. I could kind of go along that way. The shit that I just had at weekend. So
yeah,
and the benefits, there are a hell of a lot in there, and there are also the negative sides of it. I think if you've got some kind of structure that you can roll out when it's needed and not when it's not, kind of thing, might be a bit more beneficial.
Or you build it to watch where your sun comes over your garden. You know, there's certain people that have put a roof up knowing that at, you know, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon the sun comes round the side of the pond and it still gets some sunlight come through. That's perfectly fine. You're balancing up what it does and doesn't do.
Yeah.
My pond, in actual fact, is hasn't got a pagoda over it. It's to the south of it. And
you're casting a shadow then with a certain time.
It's casting a shadow over it when the sun's at its highest. Really, it's actually got a wisteria that grows over this thing. So if that was over the pond, it'd drop everything in the pond as well. So it's actually by the side of it's in front of the pond, and the pond is north of the pagoda, and so that gets the early morning sun going round. But when it gets to midday, it doesn't get any sun, and then it gets the evening sun.
Yeah, and wisterias do drop a hell of a lot of crap.
Oh yes, they
do. I think you should go out and get a load of lumber. Load of lumber, yeah. Well, you've got lots of ponds that are in full sun. We'll have to go and make a load of pagodas all over the top of them to take them out of the full sun.
Not a chance, mate. Every bit of sunlight we can get, we're having. 100%.
Exactly.
We rack it up, stack it up, and if I could get big mirrors, I'd have some of them too.
You've got natural plant life in there and green water as well, haven't you? So the fish can get away from it if they want to do.
Yeah,
the ponds are green. No,
not that they do, because I've seen them
brambles
laying on top of it all, soaking you up all day long.
That's true. They don't hide under it, do they?
No.
No.
I think hobbyist fish keeping is somewhat different to farming them, isn't it?
Probably.
How so? I mean, they're providing us with the fish that we put in our ponds, first of all. So they got to come good from there first before they get to us.
The amount of sun we get in this country is so minuscule compared to anywhere in Asia or Northern Africa or Southern Europe. Yeah, we don't get enough. Not from my point of view.
Well, that would be my opinion, mate. I mean, there's only 4 days in Huddersfield where it doesn't rain. That ain't going to get my fish getting no sunburn, that is for sure.
You've already had them this year, Gaz.
I'm more likely to see my fish swimming across garden lawn when pond overflows and floods out.
I've never known a pond flood so much.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
The only
It's a
time
weekly occurrence.
If that happens, I'd make sure your garden gates are shut.
Not migrating south upstream.
But if your pond is absolutely crystal clear and it's banging the sun, you will run the risk of burning the fish. But generally, you want every bit of heat. The temperatures of your ponds, realistically, high 20s is good. And when do we see that?
Once this year.
I see it all the time, mate. With the air source heat pump, I've just
you see. You wouldn't need to see it. Take the lid off, it'd be fine.
You also see that meter. You also see that meter in your electric cupboard going.
Mate, $4 grand the last quarter was.
Flipping heck, man! $4 to keep your fish warm. Stop that. Just took them in a couple of clothes.
Mate, one day I went down to the F, so I was looking at the fish and they looked like they was on fucking speed, man. They was rallying about and I was like, they are fucking proper on it. Like, went down to the air source heat pump, it was sat at 33 fucking degrees, like. That's coming down. It's just steaming away in the middle of February, 33 degrees. What the fuck?
And they were growing now, weren't they?
Mate, those fucking yamming it up. Tell you, mate.
They were.
I just want to address this again because I don't want Chris thinking I've got an issue, mate. Maybe I should have not said I've got a mental health prior. I've gone back up through the comments, Chris, to find it. I've checked every single comment that's in capital letters, so I can't find your question. If you would do us a favour, mate, repost it again, and then I can address it and we can run it by everybody.
He did the marine one, didn't he? Oh, he's owning marine, not ponds.
Yeah, but I've gone. He said he's putting a question in there, and I can't find it. So Vicky or anybody else, any other of the admin want to do me a favour and copy and paste the question that's in there from Chris to make sure that I can definitely bring it up for him. Oh, I'll just repost it for us, mate. That'd be an even better idea if you could.
Are we doing koi appreciation anyway?
We are, yes.
Tony's here.
Oh no! Actually, last minute decision. We decided to change the fish. Did nobody give you the memo, Tony?
yeah, but I didn't only buy that one.
Just in case.
But just in case you changed it, I bought a few.
Did you buy a shuru at Sura? Did you get a shuru at Sura?
No.
Unlucky son. Rick, you'll have to pop down next week and get on a... No, I'm only joking.
My Shiro Ashuri is apparently a Becco.
It was a Becco, yeah.
It was a Becco. We have got them to be looking at. We could actually do that. That were a good one, that Alan. Sorry, I'm just giggling at his little picture that come through again.
It's a very nice Becco.
Well, we're doing Becco next week, I think.
No, we've got someone else chooses, don't they?
I thought we'd already chose a few in advance.
Yeah, there is a fair few that's already in the lineup for the next few weeks coming.
You obviously didn't get the memo, Rick.
You will. We've got the list. We've got the list of it so that we can hopefully get everybody.
Where'd you put the list? In the paper in the morning?
You'll get it tomorrow, yeah, with the post.
What's this?
Look at that. There you go, Crafty. Crafty will never have a cover. If it takes as long as the render, it'll never happen.
I'll fucking see you on Sunday. Oh, yeah. It took me a week to build my fucking UV.
Have you got it on the wall yet?
No, there's no mounting brackets, was there?
You got a shop, mate. There must be some.
Make some.
Yeah, but the shop's an hour away and I'm on holiday, mate. It was all down to like put it on during my holiday. It's like
you must have a garage or a man shed where you could make something.
I ain't gonna make shit, mate. As soon as you do that and something fucking goes wrong with it, that's when they go, I ain't changing that. If not, you know what I mean? I'm just not.
Yeah.
Surely you could have, in your position, just phoned the shop and got them to deliver them.
Yeah, well, I could have, mate, but I'm not going to abuse my position. I ain't going to pay like fucking, you know what I mean? I'm going to go there tomorrow and strip another one out anyway.
Is it an Evolution Aqua one, is it?
Yeah, 110, yeah.
Right, fucking says it all then, doesn't it?
Yeah, well.
Well, we've all got them because they're good. They just don't come with brackets or fittings.
They don't come with anything. I tell you. Freddie White is in for it, mate.
So let's kick it off. Let's kick off the Akamatsuba or any type of Matsuba.
Hang on, I need a wee before we get in.
Well, it's all right. We can wait. When we come back, don't worry about it, Rick. By the time you get back, Tony will probably change the topic anyway.
Yeah. Let's get into. No, you've done the ozone things earlier, didn't you?
Yeah. That's Gavin Bucknell's first one to be shown.
Yeah, nice pin, Matsuba.
Good clean head.
Good size as well, by the look of it.
Yeah.
That's a 1.2 meter ball.
I thought you were going to say it's a 1.2 meter fish then.
Yeah, I did.
We'll give Rick 5 minutes to come back, and then we'll continue with it. I don't think there's absolutely loads, but we've got quite a few. And to be fair, I don't have one.
I'll tell you.
New Forest Koi is a bit too far to just put one up.
I'll tell you what would be nice, dude. When these pictures get posted, to have a measurement, how old it is and where they've got it from.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Because it would be nice to know if some of the fish are coming from any local people or a local companies, local stores or whatever. It'd be nice to know where you're getting them from as well. So if you can, add a little bit of info with it, especially if you're posting them to Facebook, you can put a size alongside of it. Just add a little note to it where you post with your picture, size of it, where you got it from. What other one?
How old it is.
Size, age.
There you go.
What you would do if you was like buying off the internet, mate? You'd be looking at, the breeder, how old it is, what the size is. Yeah, I think that was the winner anyway, Gaz.
Yeah, that's just about it then.
So what did you all think to them then?
Tonight,
They were all good.
Nice
Yeah. Brilliant. Next subject.
Sweet.
So there's our first one from Gavin.
So, Gaz, question: How many Asagis have we got in here this week?
Not this time. Actually, I don't think we have.
Some of my Matsubas might be Asagis.
There we go. Can always rely on our dads. So that's the first one. And a little bit of a video there so we can get to see. See, that is a good sized fish, though.
Come on.
Yeah.
Has he got whiskey in that bowl?
Looks a bit giddy, doesn't it, the fish? Bit excited.
Well.
Oh, that's someone's credit card.
I'm going to say, what happened there?
For a scrape.
Mitchell's found out he bought a fish.
Can we get the details? Everybody want to get the details right quick and I'll order some online. That's bread.
It's a nice one. Nice scalation.
I haven't seen a bread bin in years.
Ah, dear me.
Better these first, Gaz.
What the fuck is going on here then?
No, these are just some bits that have been posted just for additional posts from Amanda, showing a bit of a filter room.
I don't know what to say. What's going on, man? Get away the toilet.
This is a bit where I need to make when I make a post and say please add your comments below and your pictures of your fish. There's a little thing at the bottom where you can actually type a comment, and at the side of it says upload file, and then we can upload the fish. Where I'm saying, has anybody got a comment or a picture I'd like to share with us? Please comment below.
What are we even looking at, Gaz? Was that a window?
Oh, these are just parasites.
Matsuba. Chris Taylor.
Oh, that's Chris Taylor's.
There we go.
Scared it.
Okay, water.
Well, that's the first one we've seen, Akamatsuba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black as it comes across the top. Look.
At the minute, it's the winner.
The winner.
Good job, Joe's not here, mate. You'd say it's a nice
At
door.
present, mate, you're in first place.
We did say any Matsuba, though, didn't we?
Yeah.
Now, that is either a murder scene or somebody pooping in the pond.
Skin's looking good on that.
Or like Gin Matsuba. Now we're off.
Oh, I love a good Gin Matsuba, man.
That's
It looks
nice.
fairly clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try
That's
and get
Simon
one
Smith.
with a pure white face. Try and get it.
Very difficult, mate, isn't it? Now then, Simon Smith's again. The same fish, but in the pond.
It's all right as that.
Yeah.
Well done.
They all look happy as well.
Got a good old chunky girth to it.
Got some natural shade in the pond as well. Look.
Yeah, I've seen that, mate. A few lily pads.
That's it.
Out.
Now then, hang about. While we've got that, anybody got any idea what that might be?
Heron strike?
No, that's
bit of an ulcer.
Yeah, that's
A beginning of an ulcer or a bit of.
It's hard to say. Sideways.
A few scales, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd be having a look
Bacterial
at the scales
infection,
on
I'd
that
give.
to see if they're a bit dead. If they are, pull them out, give it
Yeah.
a bit of anti-bac, and then seal it up and throw it back in. It'll be right as
Looks-
rain at that time.
Started on the lateral line, doesn't it?
Yeah. It looks there when you look at that scale, like that one there has had a bit of a knock because it likes like a chunk out of it.
Yeah, that's probably what started it off, though, mate. Not like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyway,
It's not too bad, to be fair.
Was it a Matsuba though?
No.
Look more like a Masadi.
That
Oh,
looks
hang
all
on,
right.
first place so far.
That's a nice one. And that's Nigel's.
Oh, Nigel Pinfield.
Nigel's in business here.
Yeah, it's got clean head.
Man, I wish there weren't no reflection. The
Well, yeah,
scale
Nigel's.
nice, doesn't it? Reticulation looks well when you see it go through that non-reflective part.
They are prone to shimmies, aren't they? A lot with it, especially on the head.
I think he's actually got it in bowl there.
There you go. Look at that. Nice skin.
That's nice.
That is
Look at the
nice.
body shape on that.
It's going to take some beating.
Yeah, that's a very nice fish, Nige. Look after that one.
Not to say that you don't.
No, he's got some banging fish, actually, Nige.
Now, this one is in as a Matsuba, but I'm pretty sure that's a Yamabuka.
It's not a Matsuba.
No.
That's not a Matsuba, is it?
It
And
don't look like it.
I will say this much, Nige, it's actually clamped up on its left side too, but so perhaps maybe a scrape required.
Kahaku's nice.
But it's not Matsuba.
No, it's not a Matsuba.
Yeah, I think we're deducting 10 points from Izaka Matsuba for putting on a Yamabuki.
Now,
Yeah.
Amanda, I was hoping that you would post this fish because I think you've won, love.
Yeah, that's
nice.
pretty tidy.
What big
That-
peck?
That is lovely.
That
Beautiful.
is lovely.
I'd like to see that out the water because I
Yeah,
reckon
just to see how
that
rich
orange
that
would
is.
pop.
I reckon that's a cherry red Akamatsuba. And I remember if it is the fish I think it is, that looks like it's done some growing. It's proper filled out. I think it's one that she got quite recently this season. But that is a nice fish.
She
Once
didn't
that
just
gets
buy it for
bigger,
this.
and that
No. She's had it a couple of months. But she did ask if we were ever going to do Akamatsuba, so I said, yeah, one day.
Yeah, it's ready.
I'm only joking. But that is beautiful. That. Very
That is
clean
good.
head on that one. And there we go. Side profile of it.
Tell you what, Amanda's got some right old fucking hands and tattoos, hasn't she?
Yeah. that a Matsuba?
Deutsch skin Matsuba.
Deutsch, yeah,
Ah.
Deutsch.
In and again.
It's got a right old belly on it, hasn't it?
Right?
Yeah.
You can tell that's one of Ricky's, can't you?
They're not mine. They could be.
Yeah.
That's what all fathers say.
There we go. That's it in the bowl, moving. That's a beautiful fish, man.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
That's number one for me.
At the minute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sally Harfields.
Little baby.
Ellen.
A little youngster.
Might be good in a few years.
On the bed. Look at her.
Sally, did you rush out to buy this one for the koi appreciation?
It's a nice little fish.
Yeah, it is.
We'll have to have size ranges now, Gaz, won't we?
Yeah.
Well, we just that's what Crafty was saying, to get this now and start asking if we can get the size, age, and where you've got them from as well. So we've got a little bit of info on it. Again, Sally's.
Yeah.
There might be a video of these ones, yeah.
That's pearly.
Yeah.
It's a chunky one as well.
There's female by the looks of it.
Deutsch and scaled.
Yeah,
Nice.
Oh, that scaled one. Would you say that's from a Kajaku spawning, Ricky, with the red in the pec fins?
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, no one breeds them. They're almost like they've both got the same sort of slim heads. That one's head.
I mean, the Deutsch one is beautiful.
Is, but the head's too small for it, isn't it?
Yeah.
The scaled one's better. But yeah.
But it's that orange in the pecs for me. That turns me straight off.
They've actually all come from Kajakus, though, don't they?
I am sorry about the panel this week, Sally. They are being rather harsh.
Yes, they're very critical.
The normal scaled one's better than the Deutsch one, in my opinion.
Now, this is Elizabeth Ann's. And these are the ones that I knew Vince would appreciate. And done in slow motion for us all to have a real good look at.
Oh, no.
Beautiful.
Sorry, Elizabeth.
Butterfly Akamatsuba for you, Vince. How about
Take no
that?
notice of Vince, Elizabeth. They're beautiful.
But look at that quality of that water. That is clean, isn't it?
Mm.
Crystal clear. Look how the fins just flow in slow motion.
Yeah. Poetry in motion. Vince, you're just jealous.
Was that an Akamatsuba you just sent in, Crafter?
It's a Matsuba, mate.
Matsuba. Nice one. I'll bring it up after.
Okay, look.
That's
The Deutsch
weird.
Kajaku's right.
Yeah, the Deutsch Kajaku is nice, isn't it?
Oh, he's nice, yeah.
Little gravel bottom as well, look.
Yeah.
Don't see that often.
That's America, isn't it? It's lovely.
Mm. Oh, is that where this is? America?
Yeah. Virginia.
Very nice.
That water, though, mate. Nice and crystal.
That is crystal clear, isn't it?
That's a nice blue fish at the top. Disappeared.
Yeah, that could have been in last week's.
Yeah.
Bit of natural cover there for you guys, look.
Yeah. Shabubkins as well.
How's it go, guys? Very good. Very nice.
Very good.
Very good, very nice. Very good, very nice.
Oh, that'd be my pond.
Oh.
Just got to squeeze
And that
it in.
would be, I don't know if there's any more.
When you extending that, Gaz?
Next year.
Hopefully, my van is in for a new flywheel and a new clutch on the 6th of next month, and I'm off all week. If that week's good, Pond's beginning. I'm finishing.
In a day.
Smashed it down. That's it.
Rally the troops.
I don't think we've got any more.
We have on Telegraph. Don't you start that.
Telegram.
Deleted all those by accident.
Some of Ricky's fry there.
There you go. The Dainichi
Whose are those? Are those in
You've
your
gone
shop?
up in the world there,
Yeah.
Gaz.
But
Dainichi
I've
is
only
sending
got
them
one
in,
left, and I'm bringing it home at the weekend.
I mean, wow, they are clean heads, aren't they, on them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're well yellow now in comparison as well, to be honest.
I thought Dainichi sent him in himself.
Yeah, he does.
He's going to be good to be, don't win.
Turn him into Dainichi.
Better luck next time.
Oh, God damn you, man. So we've got one of Daz's.
Ginrin. I think it's a Matsuba. I could be wrong.
You could be wrong. That needs a new name.
I was trying to classify it.
I've got one of those.
New to science.
Is that the same fish, Daz?
No.
Yeah, the same fish.
It's fucking not.
No, it's not. No.
One's normal.
Because
Because that's fucking Aragoki.
the next picture after that is the same fish. I think, no, it's not.
It's
I
not.
must have deleted one.
What's that one, Daz?
It's a brown and yellow fish.
In the trade, they would call that a bronze ghost carp.
Possibly. I was in a rush.
Nice clear water, mate. Nice and saggy.
Fucking hell. Did I get any right?
There you go. We got this one.
They got black scales on the back. That's the main thing.
That'll be
It's a
interesting.
dark ghosty.
That's a Dainichi ghosty, that is.
Is it? Did you get a certificate with that one?
Yeah. That's the one, the Aragoki one from the top.
Daz,
I think that's all right. That one.
Is that one?
Yeah, well, it's a blue Matsu.
That's an Asagi.
That's an Asagi all day long.
Yeah, an
Fucking
Asagi.
blue.
Nice, eh?
No, that's a Matsuba.
Not
A bit
really.
white on its face.
No.
That's
That's
a
a
black scales.
Benny Heavy Kajaku.
Benny Heavy.
I should have just took a photo of the actual Matsuba I got, shouldn't I? But I couldn't catch it.
That'll do.
That's what these will do. These idiots won't know the difference anyway.
the next one's Dino's. A little Matsuba.
I think Dino only ever goes out at night. He's dressed in a fucking ninja outfit.
Nocturnal koi keeper.
It's
Quite a nice
hard to
little
see.
gimmick.
It's hard to see, isn't it?
There you go, Dino. There's your YouTube channel name. The Nocturnal Koi Keeper.
You're not getting away with that as a Matsuba.
It's not mine.
Is that Dino again?
Dino's as well, yeah.
That looks like almost like a tench carp hybrid.
You know,
It does look like it's
I thought
it's
it
been
was
an
a
awful-
And you know what? I'm not being funny, but I thought tension first when I saw it.
Yeah,
There
it
you
does
go
look
then.
like a tench. It's got that shape.
It's got the face as well.
Yeah.
Good
Yellow
Matt
ghosty.
I reckon that you could stretch that as a King Matsuba.
You can't stretch it though, can you? You can't fucking just stretch it and
I'm
that's
sorry, mate, but
fucking hell.
We need Alan on here. He could give us.
it has got some black on it. But I mean,
Alan would say that's a lovely fish.
right.
Yeah,
and
that
as
was-
we have again, just so that we can rerun
where's
this.
Rick?
For anybody that's interested in wanting to take part in Will's Pass the Phone, right? Here's his little video. Here's I ain't got one from you, bud. Where's my mate Will's just sent me? I don't know. Have you sent one in? I've shown everything that's been
Rick,
sent
have
to me.
you not sent out in?
Yeah.
Yes, people, let's see how this goes, eh?
Come on then, Paddy.
Liverpool. This is my pond. And that's the cave.
This is what he wants to do on his little Pass the Phone on.
Going for over 12 years. Only learned more about it than I had a couple of years to keep with you. Just the hole in the ground. Anyway, I love them. Keep me going. And I'm passing my phone to this crazy dude. Bye.
So if anybody wants to
You
There's
can
plenty
pass
of people
on.
watching, aren't there?
I do tell.
All right, I'll get the next one on.
So now we've got these.
Is Ricky stretching it again, is he?
That looks
What?
all
Am I
right. that
stretching
second one.
what?
Yeah. Now there you
Just
go.
to be sure,
That's a Kajaku there.
That's a good
that's definitely
There you go.
That's not that super.
That
That's definitely ain't a Matsuba.
We're really stretching here, mate.
Tony, where did you get that amazing Matsuba from?
I don't know, but the short while I've owned it, it's grown 3 centimeters.
Nice.
In a week.
You need to pause it right there.
Yeah,
That is a stunning Kin Matsuba, though.
Oh, look at that. Perfect.
I'm not being funny, Tony. If you're super gluing bits onto it, that's not grown. That is nice. Where's that
nice,
fish
isn't it?
from?
Nice. Good profile. That's Ricky's, isn't it?
It is Ricky's, yeah. Well, it's mine actually, but it was Ricky's.
He just nabbed it.
It's
That
from
was
Ricky's
lucky.
spawn.
This week.
Ricky thought he'd photographed one for this thing, and I said, "Okay, once you photographed it, then Ricky, I'm going to buy it."
That's a lovely yellow
On the
ghost
same
coin.
one.
That's a Matsuba, mate. That's a
Yeah.
Matsuba.
That is a stunning Kin Matsuba. That gets my vote so far.
No, Amanda Smith is better. That red one's better.
Yeah.
Just-
I agree. It's a nice
We haven't seen
profile,
mine
on that,
yet.
though, mate.
I prefer that one.
Good. Nice clean fish.
It's a nice colour. That the orange one though is proper Aka. There you go. That's a nice picture. Hey, mate, that's a good fish up, Rick.
Yeah.
Dog's Crash is good. The Kajaku's good.
Yeah, I'm
I
so
weren't looking
peed
at.
off.
I'm not
that I
bothered
bought
about
a
them,
dog
mate. I'm looking at the
Kalashnikov
Matsubas.
this big when you've got them at that size for that price that you were telling them. In fact, send us
Mate,
one.
they're only 3 months apart. They're only 3 months apart. Them two fish.
Could be.
Look at the size of its head, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, bowl me up a nice big one of these, Rick. And send me some details. And I don't mean stupid big.
Did you win any fish on the auction yesterday, Rick?
No. I only jumped in for that Kajaku because it's quite nice.
Yeah.
Bit different.
They've been hard to get this year, man.
Yeah, it's nice. That is nice. So that's second place, then. Are you saying?
Gaz, where's mine?
That's second so far.
Where's yours? I'm hoping you sent it me somewhere in here.
Yeah, keep going. That one. Nice big head.
I think Tony gets that one.
Yeah, the yellow's a little bit patchy, isn't it?
What's the patches of white coming up through on the back for?
Oh, and you shouldn't notice that. It's a Kajaku, mate. I like that one. It is a Kajaku. Yeah, I bowled that for Tony, and as soon as I felt he's going to buy it, and then I swapped it with the other one for him.
That on the telly.
Nice fish, that.
Now Will said that he sent me another one through, and I think that's it. Vince, you didn't send one through, did you? No. Oh, hang about. I think Daz did.
Did I?
Not.
Sent you a blue one through that was left over from last week.
Then we got these ones. Yeah. There you go.
There you go. It's not bad.
Yeah. If that was in a bowl, I bet that'd look good, actually.
There you go.
Yeah, but I get why Skeggy don't put them in a bowl. With a pond of that size, it's pretty hard to single a single fish out.
You can't catch them, can you?
I can't catch boogers in my pond.
Even with the right net, does eh?
Yeah. I'm going to make myself a seine net to catch the little bastards. Quick one.
Hey, even with the same net doesn't mean you're going to catch them.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Is that pushing it for it? That's pushing it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit like Mark Kajaku, isn't it? To be fair.
Oh, I don't know.
Right, my vote's Amanda Smith's. That she wins it.
Yeah, I'd say Amanda's and Tony's second.
Second place, Tony. Not bad, was it?
No, very good.
Really got it yesterday.
Well chosen.
Will said that. Will said that he sent me one, but I haven't got anything come through. Where did you send them? On your Facebook page, Messenger. Right, nice one, mate. I'll have a quick look, see if we can find that on there, and then might bring up. Let's see if we can find it.
You're on fire, mate.
Mate. He's doing his Thomas the Tank Engine impression.
Who's the fat controller though? That's what.
There we go.
Ringo Starr.
You take whichever role you want, mate.
Right. I like Edward. He's a miserable little fucker.
We have got Will's here as well. Sorry, he did send them through.
Hold the vote.
So this one's Will's, and I do believe this is from Adam Byer. Is it Will?
I've slowly fucking started laying down as I've been on here.
What you got in that vape?
Fuck knows, mate. Some shit that costs £1 a bottle.
Fabric conditioner.
Better?
I do.
That's pretty.
That's not.
Probably that's not really a Matsuba, though, is it?
Isn't that a King Kabuto?
Or Ghosty, but either or. It's the same. It's not Matsuba, though, is it?
Or
Are you looking at the same fish I'm looking at?
Makashi,
isn't it?
Any one of the above, but it's
It's a nice fish.
it is a nice fish, but it's
but it's not.
It's not really Matsuba, is it? Where you've
Yeah. Big fingers crossed for you tomorrow, mate.
That's a Matsuba, though.
Yeah.
Will be given time. Or it's an Atagi with no blue.
Alan's just put me in third place.
So
Third
So
place.
Amanda's first, Snip second, Tony third.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. We've
I
got
forgot
it.
about that one earlier. This has
We've
gone
got
on
it.
so long.
Was
Alan's
there
out
two
of
with
favour now.
Amanda Smith?
I would have put Tony's one above Nips.
Amanda's is the winner. First place.
Yeah, I would have put
There was-
Tony's one in second.
There was one with next to Amanda Smith's that was fairly decent as well.
Yeah, there was.
Your boy's got skills, Rick.
I think that must be one of mine.
Yeah, all the best, Will, mate. I hope everything goes well, bud.
He's frozen.
So that was right. So if Vicky could let me know, I've forgotten what the next week's fish is. I'm pretty sure.
Shiro. Isn't it? No,
I don't.
Becco.
At present, Gary, I can't take, and I'm not going to be turning my phone off to bring up emails at this time. If you've had 7 days to get them in, if you wanted to bring one in, you're going to bring one in. And we've just had a first place, second place, and a third place. There is no fourth. So the next week is a Kikikikuru. So that's what we're doing next week, Kikikikuru. Amanda, that fish is lovely.
You can pick one.
Why just key kicker? Whatever you just said, a key kickeroo.
Kikikikuru.
What?
Why? Well, what do you want to what? So what other one do you want?
Yeah, give us a definition so people know what they're actually looking for.
Or a Benny.
You want a Benny Kikikuru, a Kin Kikikuru, Kikikikuru.
Because you know that you know what's going to happen, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. All types of Kikikuru.
Kikiryu.
Kikikuru. Kikikuru. What?
Because you go one and then you'll get all different varieties. I mean, look at tonight. We had a saggy from Daz.
I mean, yeah.
A massive Rasagi. You don't see them very often.
That'll pass, or we can stretch that one.
Oh, and somebody do me a solid. When we do as Kikikurus of all types of whatever, Kikikuru, all types of Kikikuru, right? Somebody please send me a good Asagi. Just
or a 10.
Gaz, we should explain it. What is it? It's a black based metallic.
It's a black based metallic Deutsch fish. There you go. Black based metallic Deutsch fish, which I can't wait to put mine in. Would you like me to give you an example of one?
Go on then.
God, I hope this is
no,
wrong.
Mate, no. Just let's. Part of the fun is seeing what gets sent in, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll try not to disappoint.
Honestly, mate, you actually do send in the best ones, so it's all good.
But the homegrown does, so you know it's all good, mate.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to have to come down and see you again, Ricky, but I got one of those.
Actually, I got deleted mine. God damn it.
I've got a few at the shop, so if you want one. I've got some nice Benny Kickeroos at the shop, mate, if you want one.
Nah, Vince has got a good one already.
You've got to have one of every colour.
Vince hasn't got a cookie courier anymore.
No,
he
he
did
hasn't.
last week.
What?
You had one last week. Big one in the pond.
That's gone to its home now. That's gone to Jim. It's what I do.
Have you not got a photo of it? Just pretend.
Yeah.
10 o'clock.
Borrow it for a day.
Right,
Because it's one of your fish, Rick.
We got a question from Dave DTK, which I thought this was quite a good question, actually. And it's a question for the panel. So it's a question to each of us individually. And for those that aren't in the circle of this, there is another one for those that aren't too. What got the panel into doing YouTube videos, and what could you recommend to someone who is thinking about doing YouTube? And for the panel who aren't on YouTube, what made you start getting involved with a koi farm? So that was well because he knows.
Yeah.
So the koi farm question: what made you get involved with koi farms? Because that'd be you, Daz. Because Rick has technically got a YouTube channel.
God damn it! I need a YouTube channel.
We keep telling you this.
I've only got one convince.
I just like breeding stuff, to be quite honest.
You like breeding?
Yeah.
How many kids you got?
28.
That's why I switched to fish, because I couldn't have any more kids. So.
From his last spawning.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I really get a buzz out of breeding them and growing them on. So
there you go. So that's Daz's answer. Right. So the question is, what got you into what got you into doing YouTube, and what could you recommend to someone who is thinking about doing YouTube? Right. Well, I'm going to go first because it's always hard as hell when you're all given the answers that I probably would have thought of. So for once, what got me into YouTube? Actually, watching other people's channels and thinking,
they're shit.
Watching other channels was what got me into it. I've been on YouTube for a long time, not part of YouTube, but I've watched a lot of YouTube from a hell of a lot of years, and long gone are the days where you could go down a rabbit hole from one video to another. And then you come across a channel or something that you're interested in and thinking of fish keeping and that kind of stuff, which got me watching YouTubers. I enjoyed watching the content and thought, it's time that I'm making a pond in my garden. I think when I've done it, I'll just throw my little build up on YouTube. And that were it. I put it on and it got some views. And I thought, well, it got a few. Let's try something else and try something else and try something else. And eventually I got to where I am now, which is 1,400 subscribers, which leads me to the next little bit, which is a massive thank you to all the new subscribers that have joined me on my channel. I just want to say a huge thanks to everybody that has made my channel and the lives that I do what it is. And obviously getting to meet all you guys is part of it. What would I say I recommend that a channel should do? Well, when I find out the right thing to be doing myself, I will share that information. But as much content as you possibly can, and most of all, have fun while you're doing it, because regardless to whether or not I get the views or not, I enjoy being around my mates, doing the YouTube videos and recording it all. That's what I get out of it. The enjoyment of filming it and putting it out there. If people enjoy it and watch it, that's a bonus. So that's what I get from it. Enjoying what I'm doing. It's a hobby now as much as a lifestyle.
It shouldn't be a chore, should
be
it?
yourself. Always be yourself.
Always. So I've answered my bit. On to you, Vince.
Well, for years I've been growing and moving fish on. It was, to start with, it was just 30-second videos to have a link on like an eBay listing, so people could see what they were looking at other than looking at photos. And it went from there. I had people then starting to comment on the videos, and it just went from there.
Do you still enjoy it?
Yes, I do. I do enjoy well, if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't still be doing it, and I wouldn't still be looking for other ways to bring content to the people that do watch what I do. And like Gaz has said, and like we said before many times, if it wasn't for the people out there watching us, then why would we do it? You know, you lot out there, you play a big part in every YouTube channel that's out there.
There you go.
Over to you, Crafty.
All crafty.
That's very kind. YouTube, what got me involved, believe it or not, was very similar to Gaz. I was watching quite a few people on YouTube, and at the time there weren't as many as there is now. And my daughter sat with me and she was like, "Dad, you should do that." And I was like, "I don't want to do that." And she went, "No, but you're good at talking to," and I'm good at talking. And some of the people I was watching back then were boring as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. And she said, "You'll make it funny." So I put one.
Yeah, but your kids always lie to you, though, don't they, Crafter?
They don't, mate. They tell you the fucking full-on truth, mate, don't they? Let's face it. I think advice would be don't just constantly do things for content or think of the next thing to do just for content, if I'm honest, because all you're simply going to do is drive yourself balmy. And believe it or not, YouTube, when you're shooting videos, that's not the end of it. You then move into editing, and then watching and editing and watching and editing, and then your program crashes, and then you're up till 2 o'clock in the morning because you try and get your videos out at the same time every week. You know, fuck all that, right? Do it, right, and don't let it stress you out because it does take over your life. If you're gonna do it and you're gonna be regular, it will take over your life. So you've got to try and find a happy medium. Part of YouTube sent me a bit doula a year or so ago, and that with all the pressures of everything that was going on, including YouTube, which is why I took a step back. So it can get on top of you, and it becomes a second job if you allow it to. But you're not getting paid to do it. And if you think you're going to make £1 million on it, think again, because you're not.
You fucking think again.
You know, you will, once you hit your 1,000 subs and your 1,000 watch hours, you know, that's not the end of it. So if it's money, you're not gonna see the first 60 quid until you reach 60 quid anyway, because it don't get released here, and you may find that you're only at 25 quid a month to start with. Most I've earned is about 360 quid in a month.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, for some reason it just went mental. Everything was being watched, and you can. I know Lee Hadfield gets a good whack of money every month out of it. It's got quite a good following.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He gets a good whack out of it, but he invests 15 grand into a
Oh, mate, yeah, but that's why.
He's making nothing.
No, he's not making money, but he earns it.
No,
yeah. Right. But you know, so if it's money, don't do it for the money because it's not worth it. The amount of man hours you actually put in and then you dilute it down to how much you actually get, it don't pay. It starts paying when you get lots and lots of decent content a couple of years in, when people are actually watching videos back. When you start looking at your statistics, you know, one video I've got, which is about PP in a pond, was one of the first ones I've done. That's one of my most watched videos, and actually I earn the most money out of. But it's pence. It's not a lot of money.
Give you an example. A short that I did quite recently, 2,000 plus views and 10 pence.
You didn't share that with me.
But it's like there's a difference.
Right, it was the one that did down at New Forest.
There's a difference with the monetization with lives and videos you upload, and that's because they can throw their adverts in the middle of it, wherever you choose or whatever. But so why did I do it? Because actually, after my daughter said what she did, one big thing, if you're building a pond, vlog it, because it's really nice to look back at what you started from to what you've got now, like what you end up with. The benefits of YouTube is, like, none of us knew each other before YouTube. Well, I did. I got a career out of it eventually, you know. That works. It just fell at my feet. I'm lucky. I get that. But getting to meet the likes of Alan Tate, Ricky Stoddart, Ryan Stoddart, Lee Hadfield, these guys in this room, amongst other people as well, you know, that have had YouTube channels or associated to that community. When you go to the show this weekend, you will see that all the YouTubers will be talking to each other, but so will everybody else be talking to them. You know, and that's one great thing. It's because this hobby is very remote in the fact that you can be very solitary in your own back garden with your own fish. And, you know, if you live where I live, there isn't even a koi club, you know, and without the lights of the shows and that, you wouldn't bump into people, or shows like this where you can talk to people. So, you know, I'm with Gaz, you know, it's worth it, but don't try and make a living out of YouTube alone, and that you ain't going to earn anything out of it. Do it for
Not in this hobby.
Don't make it a second job, because it don't pay.
It made me quite emotional, Crafty.
No, do you want to I sent your boy asleep.
It's yours to pass on now, Crafty.
Not anymore.
You've got Tony or Rick to pick from. Pass it on.
I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Farmer Coy.
Oh, is that me? That's me, isn't it? People say Farmer Koi for some reason. It's Farmer Koi.
You know why I know why you called your channel Farmer Koi, because every week you end up with Farmer.
Yeah, because I live in Farmer. Well, for me, I had this, you know, reasonable sized pond in the back garden for many, many years, and it was just ticking over, really. And I think when I first built it, it was kind of, you know, great. I got a pond, and it was exciting at that time. And then the excitement dulled down a little bit over the years because there was nobody to share it with, really. So, as I say, it just ticked over, and I suddenly had a light bulb moment, and I thought, I really got to do something with me pond. I got to try and get things working a bit better, moving on a bit better. So I started looking at YouTube, and I'd done some searches, and one of the first people I came across was Mark Gardner. And Mark Gardner, some of his videos were so brilliant. And I originally, when I searched, I found one somewhere in the middle. So I went right to the beginning, and I watched every one to the end, not realizing that the chap had passed on at the end. I couldn't understand at first why his last video, when he put out so much content, it came to a sudden end, and there was nothing coming out, and that was quite sad, really. But
it was, mate.
He really inspired me.
The same, Tony.
Yeah, he really inspired me.
When I found out he'd passed away, I didn't even know. Yeah. It was many months afterwards that I found out that he had. I really enjoyed watching his content. It was brilliant.
Yeah. And then after that, within my searches, I found, I think I found James the Koi Whisperer first, because he was doing this pond build.
Did you find your mother fill rabbits?
Yeah, of course I did. But and then I found this real character in the koi tubing world, and I thought, God, I really like that chap. He's something else, really. And that was Vince.
Oh.
And since then, I don't think I've missed one of his. I just find them so enjoyable, really. And I thought, wow, you know, all that waffle, I reckon I could have a go at that. So I did, and if you was to see the first one I put out, I don't appear in it. In fact, I just sort of videoed some stuff and published it, because I'd never done it before, just to see how it all worked. And so
look at it now. You're a dab hand at it.
Well, I don't know about that, but I do my best. But
He has to film them now, though, Vince, just so he can remember how many he's got.
yeah, but again,
It's a lot now, isn't it?
a little bit like Crafty as well. I then was in the position where I could share my pond with other people, and I could also look at their ponds. And I've found a lot of nice friends now on YouTube, and yeah, it's really good. I absolutely loved going down to Ricky when Vince and Ricky decided to do that show and grow. I ended up being put in as an extra, as a Beat the Breeder, and I was thrilled to bits with that. And went down there. I'd been buying stuff off Ricky. I didn't know Ricky, but I've been buying stuff off of him for quite some time in terms of fry and whatnot. And I'd never been there, so that was the first time I ever went. Was when yeah, and that was a lovely event. Met some nice people.
It was, mate. It was a good event.
And so that's what's got me hooked, really. That's it.
You're done for now.
My first sub, you know.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
I was what?
And finally, last but not least, Rick.
Yes.
New Forest Koi.
Most of my videos are dogs, I think, or what Vince puts up. I don't think I'm not really a YouTuber.
No, but the question was about or got a koi farm, mate, not just YouTubing.
Technically, I don't own the farm either, so it's fine. It's like literally, I'm just lucky, aren't I?
But what got you into it right at the beginning?
Being headbutted by him. Well, you just love fish, didn't you? Just
yeah, I mean the koi and the koi farm. What actually got you into the koi from the start?
I just love carp fisherman. I love fish. I'm just one of those absolute. I've always had fish ponds, and when I met the boss, he had a blank canvas almost. So we started. They were already doing goldfish and orf and bits, and it's like, well, koi are our best seller. Let's do more and more koi, and we just went from there.
How long have you worked there, then, Rick?
30 years, I reckon. Could be 30 years this year.
So you're
I'm not old enough. I'm only 28. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Try again.
Right, lots, mate.
Yeah, how many people got a job that you can go to and love, and I can take him along, and we go out. If he's got a day off school, we can come to work with me. We do the fish, didn't we? You're a dab hand at grading.
I've serious job envy, mate. I would love.
Oh yeah.
Doing that. I would love to be working there.
It is. People do. I meet mates from school, and whatever, and they're like, "Oh yeah, what are you doing now?" I'm like, well, actually, I'm doing the same thing, basically. It's grown.
Not many people can say they're in the same place.
So yeah, it's one of these jobs, isn't it? I loved it, and you keep loving it, and you don't stop learning. Literally, 30 years into it, I reckon I'm halfway through a process of learning. After 30 years.
Never gets bored.
It's just never ending. You know, the water chemistry, the live food, the whole dynamics of it, the fish, it's just mind blowing. So much to it. So yeah,
100%.
We get
in the end
some weird stuff. Everything else going on. Are we coming to the end of our limit? Can't be. No way. What the hell?
Gaz is frozen.
We all get into the circle of doom.
The signal of doom.
Yeah, the circle of doom. Well, a lot of people are saying similar sort of things. There's people, people have in the comments are putting in similar sort of things. Chris Figure said, got to admit the most interesting koi videos I've seen in years have been the ones you've all made at New Forest Koi. Rick is a mind of information. Thank you very much, mate. And he is 100%, mate. It was like going down there and just absorbing everything that you were telling us. It was brilliant. They're absolutely fantastic. Loved it. And I can see why I tell you what, I would have loved my dad to be taking me to do what he must be getting to do with you. That'd be wicked, mate. It'd be absolutely fantastic.
He's more
Hopefully
interested in
mate. In what? Catapults?
Air guns, bow and arrows, crossbows.
Yeah,
lightsabers.
Yeah.
No wrong with that.
Yeah, proper boy stuff.
Good stuff, though, isn't it? And you can do it all down the farm. You just got to duck when the arrows come over.
Yorkshire Koi says, I started my channel because I found Gaz's channel, Twisted Kois, Jester Koi, Martin's Koi channel. So, inspired by others, mate. Yeah, pretty much the same for me. I enjoyed watching it, thought it'd be fun, and it was, and it is, and still is. But as everybody said, I think the main thing from it all is if you're going to do a channel, do it for you. Do it for the fun, do it for the hobby, and the friends that you make along the way. Because we've all made some good mates out of it. 100%.
That's got to be the best part of it for me.
One bit of advice is you're going to get haters if you do a YouTube channel.
Yeah, right? You've got to get thick skin.
Just fuck them off. If they like it, bar them, man. That's what I've done. I'm not.
There's a little bit that some YouTubers disagree with and others don't. But let's just say, if there's something on your channel you dislike it, that's what the delete button's for. At the end of the day, it's your channel to put out how you want it to be. Don't let anybody else influence you. I tell you what you should or shouldn't do. If you think they're a dick, move them on and get rid.
Totally
That's
right.
Way.
That is one of the best bits of advice because they're
pulls you down, man. Drags you down into a negative space, and it's not supposed to be about that.
You put a lot of hard work, effort in, and you cherish what you do. Don't let someone poo-poo it. Just through a shitty comment.
Yeah. Well, if they don't like it, why don't they just scroll by?
That's why the block button's there, mate.
The thing is, a lot of people that say they don't like your content don't put any content out, and have no idea just what the amount that I've spent this year traveling up and down the country recording videos. There's no way I'm going to recuperate any of that back ever. But it's not about that. It's about having fun, meeting friends, having a laugh, going to these koi events, learning,
and the knowledge you gain from it as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you can't put a price on that. I don't think.
You certainly can't, mate. You can't.
Like a bunch of wise old heads.
Tony, how old are you?
Sorry?
How old are you?
That's a bit harsh.
I'm 69.
Okay, so that's just proof that you don't have to be young or 50 or like Gaz 64. You can still work technology if you give it a go. That's got to do.
And honestly, I will say this now, right? There'll not be very many other people out there that'll say this to you. If you're stuck or if you're struggling, and if there's anything I can help with, and you're thinking about going down the line of starting a channel, hit me up. I'll help you wherever I can.
Or me.
Not me. I've got no idea.
I know.
You're good for content, Rick.
I can't even work my phone.
No.
Yeah, Rick and technology, I can totally agree with that.
Yeah, but there's a difference between hateful and constructive. There's a big difference between hateful and constructive.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
What makes me laugh is there's always a couple of dislikes, and it's like my boy said to me, he sat there and he went, "Who the fuck dislikes someone talking about fish? Why have they sat there and said this is shit and put a thumb down? Why are you even watching it if you don't like it? Why put a thumb down?" It's like he's so right, but always 2 thumbs down. Like I swear YouTube did it.
That's me. Me and him.
There's the other one as well, isn't there? There's the subscriber and the unsubscriber. And subscriber and the unsubscriber. I've been up and down 5 or 6 subscribers today.
Yeah,
in and out, up and down, up and down, up and down, all day long. Like it affects me. It doesn't affect me. It's you wasting your time subscribing and unsubscribing and subscribing and unsubscribing. But yeah, go figure. Why?
Sometimes, though, I think that's YouTube actually searching for bots.
Glitching.
And bot accounts.
Maybe.
You know,
it does.
I think what it is you got there are people out there that buy subscribers, they buy views, they buy likes, and this, that, and the other. Yeah,
you can actually buy subscribers.
Yeah. And I think what that is, when that happens, when you drop a subscriber and then you go up 2 and then you'll drop 3, what I think that is just YouTube going through and making sure that the subscriber that has subscribed is actually a proper account, not a bot created account.
There's my subscriber.
You could buy
subscribing and unsubscribing. Mike, fuck you. Sorry.
To get my subscribers, I've had to make 300 email addresses, 300 YouTube accounts, and I've then sort of pressed the old subscribe button. But the trouble is, it's making up all those bloody comments all the time. I can't keep up with it.
But the ones what I've seen have buyed subs, I don't see the benefit from it, because views and subs, they don't marry up, do they?
No, they don't. No.
So what do you actually get out of buying subs?
Nothing.
Honestly, don't know, mate. But
but the thing is, you can also buy views.
It's an ego at the end of the day.
False economy, isn't it? But it happens.
Yeah.
So there is a lot. I mean, there is a lot of channels out there that have been, the big leagues that have been banned from doing it and had all the content removed and will never be allowed on YouTube ever again. But there's no real reason to do it. At the end of the day. You're only kidding yourself. I mean, if you've got, 500,000 subscribers, but you're only getting 2,000 views, it's pretty goddamn obvious. But...
Yeah, well, you don't even have to have 500,000, mate, yeah.
No.
25,000 and 1,500 views.
Yeah.
Same thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
it's funny to see. But well, it's just YouTube, mate. It is a complicated place.
It's fucking stupid, mate.
It's
the bollocks you look into.
Some people get fixated with it, though, don't they? Some people get engrossed in it to a level that I don't think you need to. Once it's gone beyond having fun. And if you're pushing beyond that, then you want to be really well. Look, in the grand scheme of things, anybody that's into anything to do with koi, we're like bacteria, man. The koi channels out there in YouTube are like bacteria. They're that small, they're that minuscule. They just don't exist. They're nothing. When you're talking about gaming channels that are out there that have got billions of subscribers, those guys are making big money. And that they're making coin from it, and the bankrolling it in. But there ain't nobody in the koi community at all that's making big money.
Other than the koi partner.
Yeah.
Well, even the koi partner, yeah, he's got a lot. He's got 600,000 subs on it. So I mean, that's the kind of,
I think.
Yeah, that's the kind of level you've got to be at before you're starting to make something back from it in a salary wise.
But don't forget, that's just YouTube. So that's just one social media platform.
Yeah.
So he's on 3, 4, 5 of them.
Yeah, he's on Instagram, TikTok.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But if you're doing it, when you get to that level, it's not the koi partner probably not. He's probably got somebody that is paying to do his marketing and all that kind of stuff. I won't imagine he's sat there doing it all like we are on a Friday night, banging a video together. And
no, he does.
He does.
All himself, all of it. When I was speaking to him, when he was over,
I thought if you got to that kind of level, imagine replying back to 680,000 comments. God damn.
The thing is, he don't, does he? He don't respond. He just puts a little.
Well, you can set up. That's the other thing. When you start getting into that scale, you can set up generic comments that reply automatically. So
yeah, you can. You know,
we said Evo's not replying properly.
Yeah, it's not Evo, mate.
Me.
Sorry to piss on your chips, mate. It's definitely
the only time he's replying properly is when you get him in one of your videos actually sending a personal private message, as he did for a friend of mine.
Mate, I'll tell you what, my daughter went live on Instagram the other night and I jumped on and I'm there ripping the piss out of her little boyfriends that jump on. And fucking Evo pops up.
You want to be worried now.
What are you doing, mate? It's, you know, it's like, oh, I'm gone. You just realise, like, you know, I'm not a pedo. It's my daughter. It's all right. You know what I mean? It's like, I felt like under pressure, man.
There you go. Is that all the questions?
So there you go, guys. That's pushing up to the 3 hour mark. And the end of all our questions. I'll have a quick one. If anybody's got any comments they would like to ask any of the panels or members on the panel this evening, quickly type them in capitals and we'll have them as a wrap up and a finish for the evening. If not,
I've got one for you, Rick.
Oh, got us.
Yeah. Now then, if you get an Aragoki fish, what is it? What is it? Is it a scaled fish or a Deutz fish?
Deutz fish is like a fully scaled mirror. So
exactly, that's what I thought. So if you cross a Aragoki fish with a scaled normal fish, you will get scaled.
You will get all. It depends on the parentage.
Or scaled, more or less. First generation, and second generation, you'll get your Deutz fish. Am I correct?
Yeah. So the recessive gene is the Deutz gene. So if you Wagoi fish, normal scale fish, is pure Wagoi, no Deutz in its history, and you cross it with an Aragoki or a Deutz fish, the offspring will mostly be normal scaled. But it's the next generation where you then get. But if you can have two normal scale fish, but if they've both got a Deutz parent, then you'll get loads of Deutz fish from two normal scale fish.
Yeah,
it's that recessive gene thing coming back through. So yeah, two Deutz fish produce all Deutz.
Yeah,
and a Deutz fish across a normal scale fish or a common fish produce all commons, unless the commons got. So yeah, you need to know, which is where we've got to a point in the farm where we know the parent and the grandparent, and we can do all these weird combinations to create levers, linears, Aragoki, do the Okikoki Gimrins, whatever you want to call them. And you need those multiple generations, otherwise you're sort of a bit blind.
Yeah, you're flying blind, aren't you? You don't know what it's going to throw up. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's all once you know.
Some of your broodstock are third generation, aren't they?
Yeah, we've been keeping fish for a long time, so
just
keep eating the better one. And to be fair, first thing everyone asks about is, they're all Japanese parents. Well, no, actually, mostly are, but a lot of them aren't. But our better offspring come from our own parents now, across the board, consistency wise.
Yeah,
they're the best fish we produce. They're the best suited to our water conditions and environment, and we know the history of them. So it just, in another 10 years,
what they're going to throw out.
You just it's just more knowledge of them. Knowledge is key to it.
Cool.
So I've got a couple of fish down at the shop that are fully scaled, fully scaled Deutz that I called Aragoki, but I was told that it's not Aragoki. It's
So you get fully scaled that's quite small and even, but it's bigger than normal scale, which we'd call in fish a fully scaled mirror. Aragoki, big scales that are almost continuous, but
like linear.
Yeah,
Yeah, big apple slice scales.
So
Alan actually called it. I can't remember the terminology because I've only read it twice. But Japanese for stepping stone rather than large armored scale, which is Aragoki. So, you know, there are different types of Aragoki out there, and that was new to me. When I'd done the Momotaro event, when he come down for that, that's what he told me. And that I found quite interesting because you don't see many fully scaled koi like that are from the Deutz variety.
No, because they're to produce them. It's another recessive gene. But if you go into one of the girls at your place, our boyfriend was fisherman. If you asked him, he'd know a fully scaled mirror from a scattered scaled mirror, from a linear, from a normal mirror and they're all the leather genes recessive as well. So you can create pure leathers with no scales whatsoever.
Yeah, the leather carp are lush. I'm a fisherman as well, Rick, so I know exactly what you're saying.
So that mirror scaling is everyone in the fishing world kind of knows it as a different name. And when you see it in koi, it's got its own.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Pebbles on a beach, stepping stones, and pajama bottoms. But it's their translation, isn't it, of what they see.
That's what I enjoy. Though I like the Japanese interpretation of when they put a name to a fish. I think it's cool, man.
Yeah.
What, like Bronze Samurai?
Oh, quick question for us all, just to reel it all off as you're all sat here in a line for myself. My boy Sky says, "Who's going to the show and on what day?"
Sunday.
Saturday.
That's perfect line. No, I'm at the music festival.
Sunday for me.
I was waiting for Gaz to start.
So I'm going Saturday. Daz is going Saturday. Vince is going Sunday. Crafty, are you going?
Yeah, I'm going up on Sunday.
On Sunday. Tony?
Sunday.
Rick's not going.
I'm going to. I'm not being funny. Kasabian, Kaiser Chiefs, Star Sailor.
Oh, the fuck is that?
Now the next one in I got him was there from. Just to recap. Yeah, you heard right. Yes, you did 100%. Just so we don't miss that one. Just to let you know. There we go. Where are we going? Where are we at?
Right. Elizabeth in Virginia is asking what the ghost carp is.
Hang about. We've got stuff before that, before we get to Elizabeth. DT says, "Can I have a quick plug?" There you go, mate.
He sorted your time out. You got to be nice to him.
Come on, Dave. That was a good one. Come on, it's a quick plug.
Book plug.
If we give our Dave a quick plug, let's give our Dave a quick plug, and then we can help him grow his channel a little bit. See if we can get him back up to where he were before, because he was damn close to nearly 1,000 subs. So we'll give him a quick plug, and then we've done that one. Seeing as though he sorted my time scale out.
I actually did message you that, Gaz, but you totally fucking didn't take any notice of it.
He saw it.
You were talking about a lot of YouTubers being full of shit.
But it's not a plug.
I'm only messing with it.
No,
there we go. This is that's fair. Right, yeah, there's Dave's channel there, guys. If you could do us a huge favour, swing by to the old DT Koi. Let's give him a couple of subs, help him grow his channel a little bit. Send him a bit of love.
Is he live this Saturday?
I do believe he is. 8 o'clock, Dave, am I right?
I'll see if
Next one we've got there then.
There you go, Dave. That's 2 plugs.
We got loads of questions coming when I said Canon lenses and cameras says I've been using Jabot plugs mounted dry to keep they keep clogging up and burning out. Well, what you should do, mate, is service them regular, and then they're done. Simple as that. But if you leave them running dry, we're getting no water in them, they're going to burn out. if they're clogging up.
I think he's saying that they're externally mounted.
Yeah, mine is.
Yeah.
And I'm running the same pump, but mine's not burnt out.
My dad runs exactly the same pumps on both his ponds, and his are fine.
If they're clogging up, man, you need to probably get a vac into your pond.
Yeah. Give it a good fettle up and a clean up, mate.
Thermo switches on them.
Mine has. If it starts running dry after, I think it's 60 seconds, it auto shuts off.
Yeah, mine does. I've got one on my little pond as well.
Maybe if you haven't got that on it, mate, buy the one with the automatic cut off. Then you can save yourself some brass and some pennies buying more.
Stick it in a bucket of water.
Gavin said, new pond, you can have only one koi. What are you choosing, Rick?
What? I got one koi.
You got a new pond. You can have only one koi. What are you choosing?
I shut it down, mate. Save the money.
All right. Well, I'll say you can have one specimen.
Straight in. Kahaku.
Kahaku.
Definitely Kahaku.
Kahaku. That's
Sankey. Butterfly Sankey, Vince.
Second best fish.
Shiro.
What have you got? Shiro? Tony?
Well, it's got to be my new acquisition, my red Kahaku. No.
Kahaku's a red pony.
A jark.
The new breed as well, Jahaku.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Tony, Anthony, should I say?
Achieva.
Achieva. Now that's a surprise. And if it were me,
Matsu Kawabaki.
Do you know, Daz? I think I'm going. I think I'm going Matsu Kawabaki because
know what's good about it?
Never the same, and they always change.
Can you spell it?
No, but if we all got together, we'd have a lovely pond of fish.
We would, wouldn't we?
Yeah. I've got to admit, though, that is a good call. The red Jahakus are pretty damn good.
Yeah. I haven't enough of a job spelling it, let alone saying it.
What, Kajaku? That's one of the easiest, mate. Fucking hell.
I know.
Right, so the next one we've
I
got
remember
there.
I'm 69.
Elizabeth's put in, Americans are crazy about butterfly koi. What do the British think about butterfly koi?
They're abominations.
That's actually only a personal opinion from Vince. They are one of the best-selling koi in our shop.
And I think
the right butterfly koi looks fantastic.
Butterfly koi. Yeah.
Crafty. How many butterfly koi have you got in your pond?
None. But that mine's based on fact, mate, not a personal opinion. If they're one of the best-selling koi in the shop, then the British people, based on that, must actually enjoy them.
Okay.
I'm not keen on them.
It's not great from this panel.
You know,
this panel's going really well.
Oh,
well, I like them.
This is a good one. Mr. Tate says, what koi are crossed to produce a kikikikuru, and what does the name mean in Japanese?
Shit, where's Google?
I can't even say it.
The worst thing is, I actually read this not so long ago.
Can I have a go?
Yeah, go on.
Go on, Ricky.
It's a Komomryu cross platinum originally. Metallic Komomryu. And the name probably means metallic dragonfish with pajamas on.
Yeah, it is. Some dragonfish.
Pajamas on.
With pajamas on.
Isn't it? The sleeves.
That's what we all thought, wasn't it?
And then the Benny, you then add Benny Komomryu. When it gets really interesting is Marasaka Koi Farm produce them differently to Aoki Koi Farm, and they're from totally different combos.
What's that? Kikikoryus or Come on,
Well,
Rick.
the Benny Kikakuru, different. So Marasaka have done them differently, should we say, to get to the same place, a similar place. They're quite different fish. So the red's much redder. The Aoki ones are much. The red's red. They've got a lot more kahaku, goshki blood in them. Who knows? But yeah, they're different beasts. Although they're called the same thing, because technically they got the same background color, the same elements, but they are different animals.
Yeah.
So one's a fish and one's a bird.
One's a peacock and one's a butterfly.
But if you cross the two, I imagine
it's actually the Japanese word. Oh no, hang on, sorry. Oh well, it's all right.
Google's let you down.
No, it's not. It's that thing that I brought up. I thought it was something you have to do with the dragon, like you said. But is it something to do? Is it the 9-crested dragon, or is that the?
That's Kumon Ryu.
Is that Kumon? Benny Kumon Ryu? I'm sure it's something to do with dragon, though, Rick. I'm sure you're right. Come on, Alan.
Komomryu is definitely. The Komomryu is the base of the Kikakuru, and then you put the metallic in with.
should have done this to start with.
Platinum or whatever. So that's where it starts from, and then Aoki add in some red, and Marasaka add in some Shisui, and you get some random differences.
They're pretty
I've seen all the differences when I've bred them, because you get all of them back out.
So how do they differ then? When using Kahaku
How do you pronounce it? How do you pronounce that? There, that word.
Kikokuru.
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 I can say that.
Kikokuru. So what's a Kikokuru then? Is that a yellow one?
A kin, yeah. So you get a kin, one.
Sorry, kin.
Yeah.
That's what I've got.
Benny. And the Benny, which is
Benny's the red.
So basically,
kin is the gold version.
Yeah. So you get the Aoki ones. They got like the red, black, and silver. And
Shiny black dragon.
Cinnabar. Shiny black dragon. Is that right?
Shiny black dragon. Yeah. I knew it was dragon. Something to do with dragons.
In pajamas.
Shiny black dragon. I knew it was something to do with that. Right, where do we have?
Does this mean Alan Tate's still watching us at this time of night?
Yeah.
I've just tried to ring, but it fucked me off.
Did it dip you straight to voicemail?
Just ignored it, mate. Just let it ring. It'll be in his stripy pajama or his paisley pajamas, mate.
Do you think he's got pajamas as like, what do you call it? A sleeping black dragon? No, shiny black dragon. That's what we all need to club together to buy him. Some shiny black dragon pajamas.
I'm sure there's some sort of sex toy like that, mate.
I'm trying to find an example of a ghost koi for
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
So basically, a ghost koi.
The ghost koi is basically they have like a skull or a face looking on the.
They're like half those.
There we go. I'll see if I can show you this to give you an example.
Ghost koi, when you breed a platinum with a normal koi, a normal cup.
They're not great fish to have in the pond, to be fair.
They look like they've got a bit of a skull face to their actual on the face of the head. Like you can see there where it's got its eyes and nose, and then obviously the line of the mouth makes it look like a skull.
That would have come about third place in our Matsuba competition. Surely. That's kind of what they look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Did I miss anybody else's questions there? I'm trying to filter through these with Will. To cheer you up, mate, click on that link and come to the back stream. And you can close out the show, mate. Come on and host for 5-10 minutes and close the stream out.
Is he in the background?
No, I'm saying, telling him to. He needs a bit of an uplift. He needs a bit of support.
He's not coming to the Koi show, is he?
No, he can't. He's got to go in for some tests done. So unfortunately, he's not going to be there. But mate, I will live stream it to you, mate. I'll give you, if you can take a call, let me know, and I'll record it. Or obviously, I'll live stream it to you. Then I'll ring you personally and send you some private video of it, mate.
I'm actually going to do a live broadcast on the Sunday anyway. So I'll go to every single VAT on a Sunday on a live, like I did last year.
There you go. That stopped you, didn't it, Gas? You have to do it fair.
No, it's just enough, because if he can't get there and he's going to miss it, I'd hate for him to miss it. And if he wants to be there and be a part of it with us all there, it's, you know, he can. What better way to do it than watching a live stream?
Yeah, I've done it last year. It was quite successful. I got a bollocking off the BKKS, but
did you?
Yeah, they thought it not so much a bollocking. It was one of them, like, if you do a live stream, then you know you're potentially stopping us from selling tickets.
I thought it's not BKKS anyway, is it? This weekend?
That one's not. No, the national was. So, but I'm not arsed, man. It's like, do it for people that can't get to it.
Well, if you need, I'll do a live stream of Kasabian and Kaiser Chiefs for you.
Yeah. Mate, you're just going to be a gibbering wreck, mate. Let's face it, you won't even remember it.
Yeah, but if I do live stream, I can watch it back.
Lee Hadfield and I last year, mate, when we was at the show, at the Newark show, they had this like heavy metal sort of like live band thing going on over there, big like festival. And at the end of the Koi show, mate, it went dark. We fucking walked in there like and amongst all these fucking bikers with weird fucking people, man. Like fucking air guitaring and jumping around and shit. There's me with my Crafty Koi t-shirt on. It's like in the middle of all these leatherheads. Good as well, actually.
But they loved it. They're not bothered.
Don't make those two fucking pissed to even know.
Don't make all those mistakes of live streaming when getting drunk, will you? You know what happens then, don't you?
You get in your pond. I don't do that.
Oh, God. How we doing, Will?
Woken up.
Waiting for the message coming.
Oh, yeah.
What?
When did you get back from Spain? Weren't you in Spain last week?
I was last week, lads, yeah. Salute. Plugging salute.
Magaluf?
What?
Where were you, Magaluf?
Salute.
Salute.
Yeah.
That's in France, isn't it?
Jewelry shop in Salute.
Nice.
I'm fucked, guys. All right. Thank you anyway.
It's too late to be on the live, isn't it?
It's fucking fairly too late. Send me a hi to see you later, guys.
See you later. Soon, Wills.
See you, Will.
Right.
There you go.
I did tell him that you want a 15-20 centimetre here, so he will. Don't panic. He's on it.
I've got some nice heat stories actually. Just come in.
Yeah, but it's no disrespect, though, Crafty. There's a big price difference between you and Ricky when it comes to 15-20 centimetre fish.
To be fair, I don't even know how much. I think they're 65 quid off the top of my head.
Well, I thought that might be a little bit, but Will, listen, mate. If you need a chat, bud, I can have my phone on with me all day tomorrow. You can give me a bell. You can have a natty. You can vent. You can let it out let off some steam, mate. Whatever you need to do, bud. I'm there at the other side of the phone. If you need us, ring us, bud.
Good work, Kaz.
Fingers crossed. All the best for you, mate.
Yeah.
Mm.
There we go.
And on that note, I'd love to say a massive big thank you to the panel for joining us. An even bigger thank you to all you guys for joining us again this evening and sharing with us your fish of your choice. Hopefully next week we'll have a good number of people with all types of
Kikakuriu.
Dragonfish.
Yeah, I'm not saying it again because I'm going to get it wrong.
I definitely got one of those.
You got those, Tony? I'm not surprised. You should have had one of every variety now.
I think I got one of those.
Or at least close to it.
And I can't wait till the day that somebody picks Jahaku so we can all see some of them.
Yeah.
Jahaku.
I'm waiting for Ricky to breed one.
Yes.
Fucking Jahaku.
They're Israeli, aren't they, Gaz?
But thanks very much. Thanks very much to all the new subscribers, and thanks very much to all the old. Usual thing, guys, if you can do us a huge favor, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Till next time, guys, keep smiling.
Keep smiling.
Before it, come on, Mike. We haven't had it for a long time. Where is it? 3, 2, 1. Cricket bat. God damn you.
Oh.
Where's the cricket bat?
Sack him, Gaz.
Yeah. I know where
He's a
he'll
good
be.
spanner.
He'll be in the gym.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. Good night, all. Take care. We'll catch
Night,
you next
everyone.
week. Don't forget
Night.
to send in your pictures of your fish for next week, which is
Kikakuru.
yes, sizes, age, and where you got it from. We got a cricket bat from Gary. Beat you to it, Mike. You're unlucky. Good night, all.
Night all.
No.
Good night.